This is the spring training home of the Nationals and the Astros. They split this facility, Park of the Palm Beaches, and tonight it's the Braves lining it up against the Washington Nationals. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram with you. Lineup cards being exchanged at home plate right now. How about a father-son duo down there exchanging the lineup cards?
That's pretty cool for both of them. What a cool moment.
Braves have Christian Cairo, the son of Miguel Cairo, who's on the staff of the Nationals, and father and son are out there exchanging lineup cards with the umpires right now. Time now for the starting lineups. We'll start off with Brian Stitker's Braves. For the Braves, this will be the 6th spring training game of the session. The Braves are 3-2 to this point. They've won 3 straight, and they'll lead it off tonight with their second baseman, Eddie Alvarez. Batting second, third baseman, Nacho Alvarez. So the 2 Alvarez boys are the top of the order. Batting third, right fielder, Brian De La Cruz, and batting cleanup, designated hitter Marcell Ozuna. Just hit a home run a couple of days ago, and he's in there batting cleanup for Atlanta. Batting fifth, first baseman Garrett Cooper. Batting sixth, left fielder Connor Capel. Batting seventh, shortstop Eli White. Batting eighth, catcher Sandy Leon, who's gone deep twice already this spring. Batting ninth, center fielder Jake Marisnick, and on the mound for the Braves, right-hander Bryce Elder. He's out there for the second time this spring. So again for the Braves, it's Eddie Alvarez, Nacho Alvarez, De La Cruz, Ozuna, Cooper, Capel, White, Leon, Marisnick, and Elder on the mound. Dave Martinez's Nationals are 3-1 to this point in the spring, and here's their starting 9. They'll lead it off with their shortstop, C.J. Abrams. Batting second, one of the top prospects in the game, right fielder Dylan Cruz. Batting third, first baseman Nathaniel Lowe, and hitting cleanup, it's the designated hitter Josh Bell. Batting fifth, second baseman Louis Garcia. Hitting sixth, third baseman Paul DeYoung. Batting seventh for the Nationals, left fielder Robert Hassel. Batting eighth.
We're back in the Miller's front yard, who recently switched to True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers started showing up.
Like this pro, lining up his next shot from this pristine grass.
Has to clear the trampoline and a kiddie pool.
And lands in the middle of this beautiful True Green lawn.
Even the Labradoodle next door wishes this yard were his.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Where'd you get those shoes? DSW has all the shoes you need for whatever you're into. You know, like running shoes that give new meaning to personal best. Or everyday sneakers that make coffee runs look cool. Basically, DSW has all the best styles from the brands that always get it right, like Nike, Brooks, Timberland, and more. Oh yeah, did we mention they also happen to be the perfect price? Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store and DSW.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Not 5 pitches, but I was looking back at our scorebooks from he faced us in September, D.C., and I looked it up. He threw 74 out of 84 pitches were fastballs. So he was just pumping the 2 and the 4-seam fastball in. He only had to throw 10 curveballs that game. Also has a cutter and a changeup he'll throw sometimes, but really his bread and butter is that 2 and 4-seamer.
So the secondary pitch he uses the most, the curve, but there might be outings where he's three out of every 4 pitches is a fastball.
Yeah, it was. I remember watching it and it really being an outlier game for the Braves.
Well, he'll be facing Eddie Alvarez, Nacho Alvarez, and Brian De La Cruz. Climbing in now, Eddie Alvarez. Irvin is ready. And now for the ball game. The first pitch swung on and a hot shot out to first base, gloved by Nathaniel Lowe. He takes it to the bag himself. 1 pitch and 1 down in the top of a scoreless first inning. 73 degrees, starting the ball game at 6:06 Eastern time tonight under the lights at Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches. Up to the plate now, Nacho Alvarez, as he'll be followed by Brian De La Cruz. Talking about Jake Irvin, big right-hander, 6'6", 235, righty from Bloomington, Minnesota. He's 28 years old. Pitch on the way to Alvarez in for a called strike. Last season, Irvin made 33 starts. He went 10-14 with a 4.41 ERA. Actually led the league in losses and starts. 0-1 pitch, a little bit low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And you look at those numbers and you see 14 losses, most in the National League. However, he's put up the impressive numbers like we've mentioned versus the Braves. 5 career starts, 4 of them last year, and a career 2.77 ERA versus Atlanta. There's a ball outside to Alvarez. And the count at 2 balls and a strike on the Braves' third baseman. Nationals playing straight up. Nacho Alvarez waiting on the 2-1 pitch, and here it is from the right-hander Irvin. A little bit low and outside, 3 balls and a strike.
You know, of all those numbers that you gave us there, the one that really stood out to me was 33 starts. A lot of guys don't get an opportunity to make 33 in a year, and credit to him for making all those. That means you're showing up every 5 days.
This is 3-1. Swung on, missed. Went upstairs with a fastball.
Yeah, Irvin worked 187 and 2/3 innings last year. That was good for 5th in the national. In the whole of the major leagues.
Here's the 3-2. That'll be fouled off. And for the Nationals, they like some of the young pitchers that they have. You and I have seen DJ Hers, Jake Irvin, another one. And you look at those guys, big guys, and they got good fastballs, and they look pretty durable. They're hoping they can make 30 or more starts, the whole lot of them. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. That'll be chopped foul by Alvarez, still 3-2.
Yeah, the Nats have a nice young starting rotation core here. The one that gave the Braves fits last season. You know, there were some matchups on paper that looked like they should go the Braves' way, and these young pitchers worked their way through, get deep in the game.
3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. That time the fastball climbed the ladder there, and he's able to battle back and get Nacho Alvarez. So 2 up and 2 down. Here's Brian De La Cruz. Mentioned that Jake Irvin led the league in losses last year. It's a bit deceptive because 33 starts, like we mentioned. He had a 3.81 ERA for his first 26 starts, then kind of ran out of gas over the last month and a half of the season. Offering on the way to De La Cruz is in for a called strike. His last handful of starts of the year, you look at the last 7 starts of the season, 1-4 with a 6.87 ERA. So right there at the very end, kind of ran out of fuel on what otherwise is a pretty solid season. Ground ball to short to his left. C.J. Abrams gloves cleanly, fires over to first base, and the Braves go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Great to have you with us on a Thursday night. At the end of a half an inning, it's the Braves nothing, and the Nationals coming up when we come back.
Good calls. They're great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident,
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting. It could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
At Wells Fargo, we know what got you into your business, whether it's manufacturing, running a restaurant, or your business from home. What you didn't get into your business for was banking. But luckily, Wells Fargo offers business checking, payments, and lending all in one place, in your neighborhood and on our app, so you can focus on doing what you love. Wells Fargo, you're good at business, we're good at business banking. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/business. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Spring's in full swing on.
Into the bottom of the first inning, no score. Nationals coming to the plate for the first time. C.J. Abrams, Dylan Cruz, and Nathaniel Lowe. Here's the leather for Atlanta. Garrett Cooper's at first base. Eddie Alvarez at second. Eli White at short. Nacho Alvarez is at third base. Get to the rest of the defense after the first pitch from Elder to C.J. Abrams. And a soft tapper back to the foot of the mound. Glove by Elder, drop by Elder, recovers, throws over in time. Nice job by Elder. Ball kind of spun out of his hand, stuck with it, got the out. The rest of the leather for Atlanta has Connor Capel in left, Jake Marisnik roaming center field, and Brian De La Cruz on patrol in right field. Sandy Leon is the catcher, and on the mound, Bryce Elder, 25-year-old right-hander, 6'2", 220, out of Decatur, Texas. Brings the pitch on the way. That'll be taken a little bit low. Altogether for Bryce Elder, 50 starts in the big leagues in his career, 16-13 with a 4.17 ERA. There's a called strike. Dylan Cruz looking at a 1-0 count. Braves have made a defensive change we'll get to in a moment. There's a hot shot through the right side. Dylan Cruz blisters one in the right field, right in between Eddie Alvarez and Garrett Cooper. And it's a one-out single by Dylan Cruz. I mentioned that Nacho Alvarez is playing third base tonight. And remember, he struck out in the top of the first inning. Well, he's not out there at third base right now. In fact, Jose Devers has taken over at third base. Makes you wonder if there was something awkward in the swing by Nacho Alvarez there in the first inning.
Yeah, very likely, Ben. That's a tough one. He did strike out on a high fastball, so maybe that last swing.
Oh, a little bit low. Nathaniel Lowe, the batter. He's been around with the Rays and the Rangers in his career. Now find himself in Nationals red and white. 1-0 pitch on the way. Chasing a miss by Lowe. 1-1. Just saw his brother Josh the other day. Two Lowe boys in the big leagues. Bouncer out to first. Glove by Cooper as one play. And he'll roadblock the path at first base and wait on Nathaniel Lowe, applying the tag to his chest. So an unassisted put out by Garrett Cooper. 2 down as Dylan Cruz advances down to second base.
Yeah, this is Bryce Elder's second outing this spring. He looked pretty sharp the other day down in Minnesota. 2 innings pitched. Just 1 hit, a double, and 2 strikeouts. So he's a guy that, you know, he might be in Gwinnett, he might be a spot starter, trying to force his way into that rotation this year.
Josh Bell takes one in the dirt. And just watching the early returns from what we've seen here in the first inning, pitching to his strengths because he has a high ground ball rate when he's on, doesn't he?
Yeah, 2 very weak ground balls, beat at a very severe angle down into the ground. That means these hitters aren't even close to the center of the baseball. So, the farther from the center of the baseball you hit it, the slower it's going to go.
1-0 pitch to Bell. Hot shot to second. That'll be taken on the short hop by Eddie Alvarez. Up with it, throws over to first base, and there's out number 3. 3 ground outs induced by Bryce Elder. 1 base hit for the Nats. That's all they come up with. We head to the top of the second. No score.
Hey, Braves fans, Onward Reserve is your hometown team.
Other meal deals leave you craving more.
But wait, there's Marco's.
Marco's Pizza gives you more with our new More menu. More pizza, savory sides, decadent desserts, and more. Starting at just $5 each when you spend $7.99 or more. Try Marco's More menu.
But wait, new breadsticks.
Oh, yeah. Try Marco's More menu.
But wait, new 6-piece wings.
Try Marco's.
But wait, new chocolate Cinesquares.
We're gonna need more airtime. Minimum spend required. Use code More menu with $7.99 minimum spend or code Get More with $8.99 minimum spend. Tiered prices higher at certain locations. Valid on the More menu only. Restrictions apply.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa. Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah and Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run. And the Cardinals.
Evening, so great to be on our flagship in Atlanta tonight. And wherever you're tuning in from, great to have you with us. Up for another great baseball season. Marcell Ozuna leads off versus Jake Irvin. And he'll take a ball outside. You want to talk about road trips? This is about the longest road trip the Braves will take this spring. Coming over here to the east side of the state of Florida. There's a 1-0 pitch on the way to Ozuna. That'll miss high. You think about these East Coast teams. You got the Mets, Cardinals, Marlins, Astros, Nationals. And they kind of cluster together just like we do on the West Coast with the teams that are nearby to us. 2-0 pitch, and he gets into one, a high fly ball to deep center field. Jacob Young ranging back and to his right, and he's under it, makes the catch about 15 feet shy of the warning track, and one away here in the second. But it's such a lengthy trip for the Braves. They drive over about 165 miles. It is from complex to complex, and the Braves have this game tonight, and then we will stay down the road in Jupiter this evening, and then play at Roger Dean Stadium tomorrow, which is the spring training home of the Cardinals and the Marlins. They split that facility. There's a ball away to Garrett Cooper. And it'll be the Marlins that we see tomorrow. Then we'll make the trip back across the other side of the state of Florida, and that'll check off our East Coast duties for this spring session. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Cooper takes the ball high and outside.
Yeah, this is something the Arizona spring training teams don't have to deal with. Although when I first got in the league, they did have a team down in Tucson, the Diamondbacks did. And, man, everybody was looking at the board, hoping their name was not on it on that trip.
Hide the gray pants, huh? Ball low and outside.
You heard me say that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would proactively hide my gray pants. So if the manager asked me to go, I said, well, I don't have any pants, man.
I don't have my traveling grays. I got to stay here. Here's the 2-1. Cooper fouls one off, 2-2. This is the first of just 2 meetings that the Braves and Nats will have this spring. And you try to stay away from divisional opponents as much as you can down here because you're going to see them so many times during the regular year. Here's the 2-2 to Cooper. Fouled back. Here's a very bizarre scheduling issue that the Braves and the Nationals have this season. I mentioned that they're seeing each other twice this spring, as the Nationals come to Northport on March the 14th. That'll wrap up the spring training session of these two teams seeing each other. But it's a bit bizarre how they'll see each other in the regular season. 2-2 and a towering fly ball to right field. Not the easiest time to look up and find a baseball, but Dylan Cruz is under it, and that ball parachutes into his glove in medium depth right field. 2 down. The Braves and Nationals are scheduled to play each other 13 times in the regular season. They have 7 games within 11 days in May, and then we will not see them again until September when we see them for 6 games in a 10-day period. And that'll be it. 2 down, and a ball low and outside to Connor Capel.
Yeah, that is a little bit wild, but you think about the complexities of making that major league schedule every year. You know, silly stuff like that, I guess, is going to happen once in a while. And this year, the Braves are involved in that.
2 down, no score, top of the second. Connor Capel, left-handed hitter, awaiting the pitch. Takes the ball a little bit low. Yeah, with a balanced schedule, of course, we don't see teams in our division 19 times during the season like we used to. It's now 13. And you do what you have to do in order to see every team in Major League Baseball at least once. 2-0 pitch, popped up left side of the infield. DeYoung and Abrams are under it. This will be Abrams' ball. He's the shortstop at about 10 feet back of the infield cutout, makes the catch in shallow left, and that ends the top of the second inning. Braves go down 1-2-3. We roll into the bottom of the second. No score.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
At Wells Fargo, we know what got you into your business, whether it's manufacturing, running a restaurant, or your business from home. What you didn't get into your business for was banking. But luckily, Wells Fargo offers business checking, payments, and lending all in one place, in your neighborhood and on our app, so you can focus on doing what you love. Wells Fargo, you're good at business, we're good at business banking. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/business. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank and a member FDIC.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
And peach-colored clouds scattered overhead. Gorgeous evening. Rays and Nats for the first time this spring. Louis Garcia leads it off for the Nationals. First pitch on the way from Bryce Elder. Misses a little bit low. Darren, you and I were talking about Elder, and we saw him on Saturday pitching against the Twins in that outing. That was his first spring training appearance that day. 2 shutout innings. Ball low and outside. What would you expect his workload would be his second turn through?
Yeah, I would expect him to go 3 today. You know, at that natural progression, especially with that pretty snappy first inning he had. He should be good for 3 tonight.
2-0 pitch. That's low. 3-0.
And seeing Bryce pitch against the Nationals reminded me of the very best start of his major league career in 2022 when he threw a complete game shutout.
3-0 pitch in for a strike. That was one of my favorite days that entire season. There's a 3-1 pitch. High fly ball, left field. Connor Capel is under it. Drifting left, makes the catch, 1 down. That was the day that we went to the White House to celebrate winning the World Series the year prior. And then Bryce pitched that night, went the distance, and pitched a shutout. Just a great day from start to finish.
That was one of my favorite days, too, because I was in the bullpen and didn't have to pitch that night. I stole my salary that day.
You got to kick your feet up.
That's right. He was great that day. It was a really fun game to watch.
No score, bottom of the second. Paul DeYoung takes a called strike. By the way, I mentioned that Nacho Alvarez left the game in the bottom of the first inning. We have an update as Nacho was removed from tonight's game with discomfort in his left wrist. Check swing by Paul DeYoung. They appeal, and he did go. So it's an 0-2 count on DeYoung. And like we were assuming, you have to fear that it took place on that swing that he had in that strikeout in the first inning. 0-2 is low.
Yeah, anytime I hear of a hitter having discomfort in that area, I think of a hamate bone. It's a little hook of a bone in your hand that can get inflamed just from all those swings they take.
1-2 from Elder, just misses. 2-2.
And more often, I'm not a doctor, obviously, and I'm not going to diagnose it from here, but a lot of times these hitters can just crack that bone. It's really uncomfortable.
2 is low. 3-2.
So hoping that's not it. We've talked about how important it is for these Braves to stay healthy, especially down here in spring training. We've been pretty lucky thus far, knocking on wood here. Hopefully that continues.
3-2 from Elder is low, and there's ball 4. First walk issued by Bryce Elder. One on, one gone for Robert Hassel. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Braves and Nats scoreless in the bottom of the second. Elder back to work. This is a little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Speaking of hamate bones, Robert Hassel, big-time prospect whose progression to the organization has really been slowed down by a broken hamate bone he had surgery on back in 23.
1-0 pitch is low. So that can derail you for a long time, can it?
Yeah, because a lot of them try to hit through it. They don't want to have the season-ending surgery. And you just really can't pull on the bat quite as hard. So he eventually had the surgery and took him a while to get back going.
2-0 pitch. Line shot out to short, and that kicks up the backhand of Eli White and is into left field. He was trying to lunge across his torso and backhand it.
That's a hit.
And even if he makes that snag, I don't think you've got the out at second. Maybe a shot at first base, but that would have been a very tough play to make. And the base hit by Hassel puts him at first and second.
Yeah, Hassel, he's a left-handed batter, but he loves to hit the ball the opposite way. I was doing a little reading on him today. He's an interesting guy, one of the centerpieces of the Juan Soto trade. But that play is tough for any shortstop, Orlando Arcia. But Eli White, he's just kind of getting his feet wet in the infield here in spring training.
Here's Riley Adams, a catcher, takes the ball low. Well, like we mentioned with Elder, when he's really on his game, he's getting lots of ground outs. And with Riley Adams up at the plate, 2 men on base, 1 down, your mind goes to one place, and that's getting an inning-ending double play. Righty-righty matchup. Elder deals. Low and outside, 2-0.
Yeah, when Bryce is at his best, he's attacking the edges of the plate, really pounding the strike zone, working fast, and as you mentioned, getting a lot of ground balls.
2-0 to Adams, in for a called strike. So explain to us what Bryce is doing when he's on, because you go back to 2023, and we saw him as an all-star the first half of that season. He was pretty much perfect that whole first half of the season. How was he doing that? What is it that he'd like to go back to that he was having success with then? There's a swing and a miss, 2-2.
Yeah, when you see Bryce Elder pitch, the scoreboard doesn't light up, right? It's low 90s with control, and command is a big part of his game. And I think in 23, what he really did is he had a lot of confidence coming out of camp. And as I said, when he's feeling confident, he attacks the zone.
2-2, good pitch, but doesn't get the call for Mike Estabrook, 3-2.
But when you have a rough outing, you get hit around a little bit, then you get a little scared. And you start throwing a lot of balls, you get a lot of disadvantage counts. And with his, he's got above average stuff, but if he comes in the middle of the plate with a 2-0, 3-0 count with that, it's going to get whacked. So for him, the key, as I said, he pounds the zone, but he attacks the edges, and he's got the command to be able to do that. So with Bryce, last season, he had 4 or 5 stellar starts, but he also had 4 absolute clunkers.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're calling a guy up from AAA, you're not asking him to be a hero, which he was a few times, but you want to know what you're going to get when you put him out there. And so I think that's what he's trying to do this season, is get a little more consistent with his performance.
The 3-2 pitch fouled off into the screen above the Nationals dugout. Because he's got a 4-seam fastball, but it's not the fastball that he uses the most. He's primarily sinker-slider, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the high arm angle sinker, which is an unusual pitch in the major leagues, and he uses the 4-seamer pretty well. He's got a little cut to it, so he uses that more against lefties at the top half of the zone, again, to induce weak contact and ground balls.
Again, the 3-2, little poke out towards second that bounces through just back to the bag and into center field. Paul DeYoung had to make sure it's going to get through. He advances one bag. Now the bases are loaded as Adams pokes one right in between Alvarez and White up the middle. Adams down to first, Hassel to second, DeYoung over to third. So got weak contact, just not the place on the field that he wanted to give it up to. So now the number 9 hitter, Jacob Young, comes to the plate. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. Elder surrounded by Nationals with one down. Young takes a ball low and a 1-0 count. He could use a ground ball right here. Third baseman Jose Devers has his toes on the edge of the grass. Everybody else pretty much at regular depth. 1-0 pitch. Line shot foul in between the bag and their first base coach, Gerardo Parra. Ball and a strike on Jacob Young. Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you on a Thursday evening from West Palm Beach, Florida. Braves and the Nationals in spring training action. 1-1 from Elder. Missed high, 2 balls and a strike.
We talked about how good Bryce is at getting his ground ball when he needs it. Could go for one of those here, but also a strikeout. Being able to strike out guys when you need to, like this, is a real talent.
2-1, bouncer up the middle. That'll be gloved by White. Toss to Alvarez, over to first, not in time. Just missed what would have been an inning-ending double play. Instead, Young beats it out. The inning continues, and a run scores, and the Nationals lead 1-0 on the fielder's choice by Jacob Young.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough turn for anybody. I don't care who was playing the middle of the infield. Jacob Young, one of the very fastest runners in the whole league, actually the most valuable defender in center field last year. He covers all the green stuff.
Here's C.J. Abrams, who takes the ball outside. It would have been a really tough man to double up. Nationals cash in the walk. There's the 1-0 to Abrams, and he'll line one up the middle to base it into center field. That'll drive in Robert Hassel, trying to go first to third. Now Jacob Young, he cruises in at third base. An RBI single by Abrams, and it's 2-0 Nationals. Lots of contact here in the second inning for the Nationals versus Elder, and that'll bring Brian Snitker out. He'll be making the call to the bullpen. So Elder faces 10 batters. And he had multiple issues here in the second inning, Darren, but maybe the biggest issue for him, so many batters this inning, started out 1-0-2-0.
Yeah, we mentioned when Bryce is at his best, he's attacking that zone. And, you know, anytime you get behind in the count, the hitters can kind of keyhole you, which means they can choose the zone that they want to swing in. So these Nats hitters, they got a pretty veteran lineup here today, even though they are a young squad. A pretty good lineup with some high expectations.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah & Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means?
Arm operation and looking to regain the form that he displayed in the National League a few years ago. So Grant Holmes versus Sandy Alcantara tomorrow, and Darren and I will have all that action from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida tomorrow. There's Dylan Cruz. He'll take a ball low and inside from McSteen. Dylan Cruz, the top prospect in the Nationals organization. Outfielder out of LSU. There's the 1-0 from McSteen. That's in for a called strike.
Yeah, that was a pretty good LSU team that year. Paul Skeens 1-1, Dylan Cruz 1-2, the first two picks in the draft. Doesn't happen all that often.
There's a 1-1. And a fly ball out towards center field. Jacob Young over to his left. He's under it, makes the catch. And that is out number 3. But altogether, 2 runs come across for the Nationals as they send 7 men to the plate. We head to the top of the third inning, 2-0 Washington.
Jeff Francoeur here to talk with you about your car insurance.
At Wells Fargo, we know what got you into your business. Whether it's manufacturing, running a restaurant, or your business from home. What you didn't get into your business for was banking. But luckily, Wells Fargo offers business checking, payments, and lending all in one place, in your neighborhood and on our app, so you can focus on doing what you love. Wells Fargo, you're good at business, we're good at business banking. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/business. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank and a member FDIC.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah & Farah.
Tampa.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Turn on the most live spring training games anywhere. Then recap today's news and highlights on MLB Tonight as the best analysts in baseball catch up on the day's news, highlights, and even hear from the players themselves.
I want to win a World Series. I want to do it in Kansas City. And that's what I do every day, play baseball. We're eager to get going.
MLB Tonight, presented by T-Mobile. Coverage continues through opening day.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is
The Braves in the top of the third. Eli played shortstop tonight. First pitch on the way to him. Had a miss outside. He was at second base in a ball game a few days ago and looked really solid up the middle.
Yeah, he made a dazzling play to his left over there in the four-hole. Popped up, got the out at first. Moved over to center field in the split squad game.
1-0, bouncer out towards third, giving ground and making the play back of the bag to Young. Long throw, close play in time. What a play. He went back into his right. By the time he got leathered on it, he was right up against the foul line, maybe 20 feet back of the bag at third. So it took a very strong throw to get the fleet feet of Eli White.
That was a nice play for DeYoung, who came up as a shortstop. Still got a little juice in that right arm. That was a heck of a throw.
One out for Sandy Leon. Leon's had a very powerful start to his spring training this year. A couple of homers. He takes a called strike.
Yeah, we found out about Sandy Leon's power zone. That's that fastball about belt high, middle away. He knows what to do with that one.
0-1 to Leon. Fouled back. He's about to be 36 years old. He's out of Maracaibo, Venezuela. He'll turn 36 on March 13th. Been around a while. A dozen years in the big leagues. Most of that with the Red Sox. He's also spent some time with these Nationals. 2 to Leon, misses high. He's been with Cleveland, Miami, Minnesota, Texas. Journeyman catcher. He's a good one. Jake Irvin looking into his catcher, Riley Adams. And the 1-2 pitch. Leon takes a ball low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The Braves as an organization put a lot of importance on having some veteran catchers, especially, Sandy Leon will likely be at AAA, probably backing up Drake Baldwin to give him a break. But you can learn so much from a veteran catcher like Leon.
2-2, just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now, if you have a bunch of young pitchers, you obviously need a good pitching coach, but sometimes having a veteran catcher can be like a secondary pitching coach, can't he?
Absolutely, yeah. I've said it a few times on the broadcast, but I feel like the very most important position on the field is your catcher.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Irvin misses. There's ball 4, and Leon's aboard. First base runner of the game for the Braves, a 1-out walk to Sandy Leon, and that'll bring Jake Marisnick to the plate.
And if, young stud prospect Drake Baldwin has a question that maybe some of the staff can't answer at Gwinnett, well, you just look to your left and you got Sandy Leon, a guy, as you mentioned, is a veteran of 12 MLB season, has handled some really good pitching staffs and seen a lot in his time.
Jake Marisnick takes a ball outside. Here's the interesting thing about that is when you have someone like that in your career, the wisdom that you gain from a veteran like that is with you the rest of your career. I know that because you had a lengthy career, and I've heard you mention the impact that Darren Oliver had on you. There's the 1-0 pitch. That's outside. And I guarantee you, if Drake Baldwin has a 10, 15-year career in front of him, we'll get down the road of a decade or so, and I'd imagine he'll have conversations about what he learned from some of the other veteran catchers right now in the Braves organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Those veterans can help you out so much.
2-0 to Marisnick is low and outside.
And I think what it really comes down to is shortening that learning curve. You know, if I'm the veteran, you don't have to make all the same mistakes that I've made. I can tell you about those before you have to go through it. And that's what Darren Oliver did for me, and that's what I tried to do as I went on throughout my career.
3-0 is in for a strike, 3-1.
And realistically, at the end of my career, that's the only thing I was helping the team out with. And personally, that's what I enjoyed more than just about anything else. Sitting around after the game, talking about a guy's outing, you know, what we thought we did well, what we can get better at, and really trying to educate them on some things maybe they haven't seen yet and help them avoid the mistakes or the pitfalls that I had to do. And, you know, it just keeps getting passed down generation after generation. And I think that's one of the cooler things of, you know, these players passing through the game and spending their time there.
I tell you who benefited from that last season at a young age is Spencer Schwellenbach.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about the veterans on the staff with him last season, with Morton and Sale and Freed and others. 3-1 fouled off, and he advanced at warp speed last summer.
Yeah, he was a sponge. I mean, he talked about it so many times. He's like a unicorn to me. The kid was just learning so fast, and nothing seemed to faze him. He even added a couple pitches in the major leagues just talking to those veterans you mentioned before.
3-2 to Marisnik. Outside ball 4. So back-to-back one-out walks to the 8 and 9 hitters in the Braves order. That sends Sandy Leon down to second, Jake Marisnik to first, and here comes Davey Martinez. That'll likely be the end of the night for Jake Irvin.
Yeah, Irvin, not a guy that walks a ton of people, really controls the strike zone. Last year only walked, 7% of batters. That's
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah.
Tampa.
At Wells Fargo, we know what got you into your business. Whether it's manufacturing, running a restaurant, or your business from home. What you didn't get into your business for was banking. But luckily, Wells Fargo offers business checking, payments, and lending all in one place, in your neighborhood and on our app, so you can focus on doing what you love. Wells Fargo, you're good at business, we're good at business banking. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/business. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank and a member FDIC.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home.
One of your best quarterbacks ever is out of Pascagoula. Shane Matthews.
Oh, yeah.
Was a Pascagoula, Mississippi native.
Is it a party town?
Oh, anything on the coast can be a party town. You can have a good time down on the coast.
When Ben Ingram comes to town, it's a party town.
I mean, I'm probably more familiar with the party in Ocean Springs, maybe more than any other coast town in Mississippi, but you can get down in Pascagoula. Here's Eddie Alvarez. 2-0 Nationals as we're in the top of the third. Eddie Alvarez takes a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. You're not too far from New Orleans, just in case that doesn't float your boat. You can just shoot west 30, 40 minutes, and you can do all the partying you want in New Orleans, that's for sure. Ball and no strikes on Eddie Alvarez. A little bit low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
New Orleans floats my boat for about 48 hours, and then my boat starts to sink.
I think that's the case for everybody. 48 hours is pretty impressive.
Man. I've been to multiple bachelor parties there, and it's like the second night, it's just like, okay, uncle.
What's my flight home? There's a 2-0 pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Well, some of the best food in the world down there, that's for sure. And you will not go thirsty. 2 balls and a strike on Eddie Alvarez. Pitch on the way from Pilkington. Whack to the right side. Sliding stop to his left. Garcia spins and throws to second. It's a nice play to his shortstop, C.J. Abrams. They cut down Jake Marisnik. And Garcia showing some really flashy defensive skills at second base. Runners to the corners with 2 down now.
Yeah, not for this broadcast to turn into a tourism advertisement for the Gulf Coast, but I did a vacation as an adult instead of, to New Orleans. Instead of going to Bourbon Street every night, you did the food and the music, and it was like, wow, this is New Orleans, huh?
It's a little bit of a different trip.
It was fantastic.
In that regard.
I really enjoyed it.
Here's Jose Devers. And Devers takes the ball a little bit low. It's 2-0 Nationals. We're in the top of the third. Jose Devers taking over for Nacho Alvarez, as he had to leave the ball game with an injured wrist after his at-bat in the first inning. 1-0 in the dirt. Good knockdown by Riley Adams.
I believe that pitch is called the grasshopper. Pilkington's caught a spike on the mound, which happens every once in a while, and when that happens, you're just hoping you don't hit the batter or throw it to the backstop. So he, instead of stopping his pitch and balking in a run, he just spiked it on the ground and trusted Adams to block it up.
He was all over it. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to first base. That'll be taken by Nathaniel Lowe. Steps on the bag to his left. And that is that for the Braves in the top of the third. Couple of walks, but nothing to show for it. We head to the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Nationals.
With us today, a developer from SeatGeek. Quick question. My son's wedding class.
Other meal deals leave you craving more.
But wait, there's Marco's.
Marco's Pizza gives you more with our new More menu. More pizza, savory sides, decadent desserts, and more. Starting at just $5 each when you spend $7.99 or more. Try Marco's More menu.
But wait, new breadsticks.
Oh, yeah. Try Marco's More menu.
But wait, new 6-piece wings.
Try Marco's.
But wait, new chocolate Cinesquares.
We're gonna need more airtime. Minimum spend required. Use code More menu with $7.99 minimum spend or code Get More with $8.99 minimum spend. Tiered prices higher at certain locations. Valid on the More menu only. Restrictions apply.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah and Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since
night. Ran into trouble there in the second inning, was taken out of the ball game as Jake McSteen finished the second. Now for third, they've sent Elder back out there. So they just wanted to have him sit and then head back out with a clean inning. And he's doing that here versus Nathaniel Lowe. First pitch to Lowe is in for a called strike. Not uncommon in a spring training game, is it?
No, his pitch count was getting too high there in the second.
Well, 1 to Lowe. That'll miss Lowe.
So sit him down. You don't want your guys throwing a 30, 35 pitch inning here this early in spring, but you still do have to build him up. So he has his volume built up for opening day.
Elder has that sinker drift in, and it swung on and fouled off by Lowe. Looking for a much sharper third inning than what Elder experienced in the second. Nationals 2, Braves nothing, bottom of the third. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Elder. Bounced in front of the plate, count even 2-2. Very comfortable night under the lights now as night has fallen here on West Palm Beach, Florida. Light breeze out to left field. And the 2-2 pitch. inside to run the count full, and another full count. Saw lots of those last inning from Elder. Lowe is 0 for 1 with a ground out to first base. And it's 3-2. Huge swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game for Elder.
It looked like Bryce was able to climb the ladder there with his four-seamer. You know, it's a pitch that he does utilize up in the zone. Nathaniel Lowe has a little hole at the top of the zone. I remember from facing him, you tried to attack him because he's a big lefty. He likes his batting stance, his hands are very low. And a lot of times when you see a lefty with low hands, immediately as a pitcher you say, all right, I'm going to pound that guy up and in with the four-seamer.
Find that top rung of the ladder and live there. There's a ball low and inside of Josh Bell. Bell, another big boy, 6'4", 260. Former All-Star when he was with the Pirates and a Silver Slugger. There's a ball low and inside. Bell, 32 years old, from Irving, Texas. So a couple of Texans going at it right here. This will be punished but fouled deep down the right field line. Turned on that one, hitting the screen down at the end of the line. And 2-1 on Bell.
You mentioned Bell's size. For some reason, when he's in the box, he looks absolutely massive. He stands up close to the dish, too, and he just looks like he really fills out that box. There's not a lot of room left in there for anything else besides Josh Bell.
Yeah, he's a slugger. Here's the 2-1 pitch. A little bit up and in. First 5 years he was with the Pirates and an All-Star in 2019, but he's been a journeyman since then. Nationals, Marlins, Guardians, Padres, Diamondbacks. 3-1, takes a huge home run hack and missed every stitch of it. 3-2. Two nothing Nationals, bottom of the third. The 3-2 from Elder struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts by Elder. And he's tapped into something here in the third that he couldn't quite find in the second inning.
You know, in the booth here at the Cacti Ballpark, we're a little bit offset from the plate. Hard to see what that was, but it certainly was an awkward swing by Josh Bell.
Bat in the hands of Louis Garcia. He'll swing and miss. Yeah, they don't have any velocity readings anywhere in the ballpark, so we have no idea how hard the pitch is. 0-1 is inside, and like you mentioned, from our angle, we're kind of slightly around to the left side of the plate, just back around the right-hand batter's box. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Garcia reaches out and lashes one out to left field, in line with it, making the catch, Connor Capel. That was a screamer out there to Capel, and he had a good jump on it to his right and makes a waist-high catch for out number 3. 3 innings in the books. We go to the top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Nationals.
Our story begins with Jackie going to work. She walks into the...
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Celebrate President's Day with monumental savings at Lazy Days RV. Score big deals on RVs of every shape and size. Take home a brand new fifth wheel with low payments that fit your budget. Or start your travels with even lower payments on travel trailers. The savings don't stop there. Affordable payments are waiting on our entire inventory. Don't miss out. Visit us in-store or at lazydays.com to make this President's Day one to remember. Lazy Days of Tampa at Seffner, I-4, exit 10.
Jasmine runs the boutique in town that always has the hippest trends. But before her store became a runway hit, she went to Mid-Florida Credit Union, a local bank that gave her shop the free business checking account she needed. Plus, Jasmine pocketed $300 with her new account, proving that green is always on point. Now she's turning her A-line dresses into A1 games, and her financial worries, they've gone out of style. Mid-Florida, your life, your money, your credit union. Membership eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means?
Bound for the Nationals, and his first pitch here of the inning swung on and an inside-out swing, slice foul into the seats on the right field line. And it is an 0-1 count on Brian De La Cruz. Folks, keep your vehicle sparkling clean this spring at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. That's the place to be, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to De La Cruz. And he hits a fly ball towards deep left center field. Robert Hassel going back. He's at the warning track. He gets to the wall, looks up, and it's off the base of the wall. De La Cruz will cruise into second base. And he just missed getting one out of here. A little bit more of a breeze that way, and maybe it's onto the berm for a homer. Instead, it's hit off the base of the wall in left field, and a leadoff double for Brian De La Cruz.
Yeah, that was a nice little poke there by De La Cruz. He's a guy that last 3 seasons has hit right around 20 home runs, so he's got some juice. He's trying to put his name in the mix for that fourth outfielder spot.
And now climbing in, Marcelo Ozuna. And if he wrecks one, we've got a tie game. 2-0 Nationals as we're in the top of the fourth. Ozuna takes a ball outside. By the way, I want to remind you, experience clean cars shine worthy of the major leagues at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Braves fans' go-to car wash destination. 1-0 to Ozuna. High and away, 2 balls, no strikes. It's been a good spring so far for Marcel. Hit the home run to right center the other day in a home game against Boston. Looking to do damage versus the lefty Pilkington. 2-0 low and outside. 3 balls, no strikes.
I talked to Marcel the other day, it was yesterday, and I said, Marcel, you have the rest of spring training off. You got a hit in every game you've played. You're good. Let's go north, all right? So he looks just like himself, midseason form.
3-0 green light, and he sends one foul into the seats down the right foot line. Let me guess, he had a huge smile on his face.
Yeah, he was classic Marcel, lounging in a golf cart, feet kicked up, just having a great time chatting with his buddies.
Nationals 2, Braves nothing. Top of the fourth. Runner at second, no one out. The 3-1 pitch. He swings and tips one into the mid of Riley Adams for strike 2. You think he leads the team in smiling?
It'd be tough between him and Ozzie.
Be really close. It's like every day is the best day of his life.
Yeah. He certainly gets the most out of it.
Waiting on the 3-2. Here it comes. And he swings and sends one foul onto the concourse down the right field line.
I'd have to go with Ozzie, though. I give him the edge. Yeah, you could be having a bad day, and you have a quick interaction with Ozzie. It's like, man.
Turns your day around.
Yeah. He's enjoying today. Maybe I should try to do that as well.
That's a really good call. Ozuna trying to make everybody in that third base dugout smile with a base hit right here. 3-2 pitch. Low ball 4. Good take there by Ozuna. So the fourth inning starts with a double, followed by a walk, and here's Garrett Cooper.
And one commonality between those two guys, Ozuna and Albies, both very comfortable speaking English, Spanish. Ozzie speaks all the languages, right? But and they're funny in both languages, which is hard to do. It's hard to be funny in your non-native language, and Marcel certainly achieves that. He's a guy that I've said this for a long time. I really enjoyed being his teammate.
Garrett Cooper takes a ball low and in. Some people aren't even funny in one language. Says our producer.
Easy. He's a little sleepy today.
He got a good nap in on the ride over. 1-0 pitch swung on and skied foul into the seats down the first baseline.
Yeah, he's tired from watching me drive for 3.5 hours. So, or maybe it was our conversation that was boring him. I don't know.
Runners at first and second, no one out. 1-1 to Cooper. He swings, and it's a high fly ball to deep right field. Cruz back to the warning track. He has room. Makes the catch in front of the right field wall. Tagging from second, De La Cruz. He advances to third. And Garrett Cooper just missed getting one out of here. Well, to pop off of his bat. Ozuna stays put at first base. One down, runners at first and third. So now it's up to Connor Capel. That double by De La Cruz to lead off the inning. The only hit for the Braves at this point. Pilkington deals. And a fly ball out towards left off the bat of Capel. Under it now, Robert Hassel. He makes the catch, tagging at third base De La Cruz. Here he comes. Here's the throw to the plate. Slightly up the first base line. Run scores. And the Braves are on the board. They're going to throw to third base, an appeal that De La Cruz left early. He did not, according to Dexter Kelly, the third base umpire. And the Braves have a run. Meanwhile, Marcelo Zuna tagged from first base, went to second on the throw to the plate. And the sac fly by Connor Capel makes it a 2-1 game.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. I thought De La Cruz did a great job of tagging up. They teach those runners that they're going to keep one foot on the base, obviously, and sink their weight down and take off as soon as the ball hits the mitt. He did a great job there.
Oh, runner at second for Eli White takes a called strike. Braves had a win a couple of days ago against the Pirates, a 2-1 win in which they had some couple of big base hits with 2 down and runners in scoring position. Need one of those right here from White. White swings and misses. He's down 0-2. Inning has gone double, walk, fly out, sac fly. 0-2 to White. Fouled off again. Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook gets some brand new baseballs from the bad boy, and he trots back to the first base dugout. White awaits the 0-2 as Pilkington comes set at the letters. Lefty kicks and fires an 0-2. White takes a ball outside, 1-2. Pretty good crowd down below us here at the ballpark tonight. Smoke from the concession stand's grill wafting through the air over the field of play. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low and inside. Count even 2-2. So a nice, comfortable evening here at the ballpark. First time that we've seen the Nationals this spring. If White reaches, Leone would come to the plate. He swings a weighted bat in the on-deck circle. Pilkington, a glance to second at Ozuna. 2-2 to the plate. Fouled off again.
Ben, I just had an idea. We've been all these spring training parks. Everywhere's got a berm, and there's just kids always running around, rolling, playing out there. I'm going to put a berm in my yard so my kids will go out and play in it.
They'll be plenty occupied.
If it's a flat yard, they don't even want to look at it. But if there's an incline to it, they're going to roll around and have a great time.
There's a 2-2 pitch. White sends one foul into the seats down the right field line. You give a kid a berm, he'll stay occupied for hours.
Yeah, we got a game of tag going in right center field. We got kids rolling in left center. We're having a great time here tonight.
Probably the biggest berm in the Grapefruit League out there. It goes from bullpen to bullpen, from left field to right field. Again, the 2-2. White takes a front door breaking ball for ball 3. Yeah, no outfield seats here, just one berm all the way around. Ozuna ready to run on contact. And the 3-2 to White. Big swing and a miss at a breaking ball for strike 3. And that ends the top of the fourth. Tying run left stranded at second base. One run across for the Braves. One hit, no errors, and one man left. Into the bottom of the fourth we go. Nationals 2, Braves 1.
Everything changes with the passage of time.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah & Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah & Farah, Tampa.
This is your captain. we are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been...
Helped him out of a jam in the second, then went on to complete another inning. Bryce looked great in that last inning. On him, the lefty, Jason Shreve. This is the second time we've seen him. Did pitch one inning with 2 strikeouts against the visiting Rays a couple days ago.
Big, tall, lean left-hander. And his first pitch to Paul DeYoung. In for a called strike. They lift Shreve at 6'4", 195. Out of Las Vegas. Went to the College of Southern Nevada. There's a ball low and inside. And his catcher at Southern Nevada is a guy named Bryce Harper.
No way. Wonder if he was a good receiver.
Here's the 1-1. Hard hit ball down the left field line. It hits off the umpire. Picking it up now, Devers. The throw over is in time. Hey, how about that? Jose Devers getting an assist from the umpire. Third base umpire Dexter Kelly was right there back of the play, and he was trying to spin out of the way and at the same time point fair, and it hit off of his foot and carried him directly to Devers. And Devers picked it up and launched across the diamond to get DeYoung.
Well, that's the second football we've seen in a couple of days after the crime dog Fred McGriff took one off his foot in the first base coaching box yesterday. I got to see him today at the facility.
There's a called strike on Robert Hassel. Speaking of guys who smile a lot.
Yeah, he was great about it. He was laughing about it. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen.
Well, one outside.
Umpires get hit all the time, but they don't usually turn a double into an out.
Right. I mean, that thing was going to be down the line all the way into the corner. It's going to be an easy double for DeYoung. That'll be fouled off by Hassel. Instead, off of his foot and directly to Devers. And then Jose Devers put a seed across the diamond to get Paul DeYoung. What a break. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way from Shreve. Low and inside, 2-2. For Shreve, this is his second tour of duty in the Braves organization. Shreve signed with the Braves after they chose him in the 11th round of the 2010 draft. There's a ball sent foul. And he was in the organization about 4 or 5 seasons. And then the Braves traded Shreve and David Carpenter to the Yankees for Manny Banuelos. That was New Year's Day 2015. 2-2 from Shreve. Little lob down the right field line. There's a base hit, and unfortunately no umpire there to help the Braves with an assist this go-round. That'll kick off the sidewall. Brian De La Cruz sends it in, and it's a one-out double by Robert Hassel.
Shreve's been around a bit. 11 seasons, 8 different teams. You mentioned they Braves traded him to the Yankees. That's where I remember seeing him. He was a big part of that Yankees bullpen for quite a few years. A little bit unique in that his first outing, I mentioned he struck out 2 guys. He had a really nice split finger, and it's a really interesting pitch because you just don't see that too many left-handers that throw that pitch, especially as effectively and as often as he throws it.
Riley Adams, the batter. Big swing and a miss there by Adams. Yeah, big prospect at one point. Jason Shreve. This is 0-1. Little lob out to shallow right. Drifting back, leap into the air, and a catch by Eddie Alvarez. 2 down here in the 4th inning. Shreve has been with the Yankees, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Tigers, the Braves, the Reds, and the Rockies. been passed around like an offering plate in his career. Altogether, 368 appearances over 11 seasons.
I bet his extended family's got a lot of different hats.
They do. About a third of the league. There's a ball outside.
That's what I think when I was on my fourth team, my cousin called me. He's like, man, I'm not buying any more hats. He's like, I got too many already. I can't keep buying hats. You're going to bankrupt me.
Did you keep a lot of the gear that you're given from each team?
Some of it.
1-0 in for a called strike. And you spend more time with Baltimore than anybody?
Yeah, 6.5 years in Baltimore. I think the next was the Braves at 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
I kept a lot of the Brave stuff just because I knew I was going to live in Atlanta. And then most of it I gave away, actually.
1-1, low it inside. Well, I know that your dad, Ralph, got a lot of the coats that you had.
Oh, Ralphie.
That's what spawned the rally robes from a year ago.
That's right. Yeah, I gave him my big winter coat. He wears that thing about 300 days a year. Ralphie's a little soft when it comes to cold weather, even though he lives in Florida.
2-1 from Shreve. Young takes a ball in the dirt.
And a little more Ralph talk. He just got a job at a golf course as a greeter, starter. You know, when you start to play, and he wears his Braves jacket a lot. And he said, you'd be amazed at how many conversations start with, oh, you like the Braves. And so everybody in the Southeast still loves these Braves.
Oh, there's no doubt. 3-1 pitch, nowhere near. Missed up high in the strike zone. And it's a 2-out walk to Jacob Young. So back to the top of the order to C.J. Abrams. The Atlanta native up to the plate for the third time of the game. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the second inning. Abrams swings at the first pitch and skies one on the infield. Foul ground. Jose Devers in between the line and the dugout makes the catch. And that is the third out here at the bottom of the fourth inning. So the Braves get a break to go their way on that first batter there in the inning. And the Nationals cannot score here in the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth inning. 2-1 Nationals.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting. It could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Get email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
You've been hitting the gym, taking the stairs, and running that extra mile. But did you know that improving your health is also a step toward lower life insurance rates? At SelectQuote, we make sure you're rewarded for your healthy lifestyle. For 40 years, we've helped more than 2 million customers secure over $700 billion in life insurance coverage. And our healthiest customers are covered by the time they hang up with an experienced licensed insurance agent. That's right. Qualifying customers can get up to $5 million in life insurance with no medical exam required. A medical exam can add weeks onto the approval process for life insurance, but our exclusive no medical exam policy ensures you're covered by the time you hang up. Plus, many policies are less than $1 per day. Being fit doesn't just feel good, it pays off. See what you could save on life insurance with SelectQuote. Go to...
There's collegiate pitching at the University of South Florida, just up the highway from here. He'll be facing Sandy Leon here.
He's making his second appearance of spring training. Lord is. There's a called strike on Leon. Sandy Leon, followed by Jake Marisnik and Eddie Alvarez here in the top of the fifth inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way from the right-hander, Lord. Leon takes a called strike. You mentioned the name of this ballpark, Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches. It sounds like a ballpark that would be the Cactus League, not the Grapefruit League. Ballpark was originally named the Ballpark of the Palm Beaches when it opened. There's a ball low and outside. Ballpark opened in 2017 as the Ballpark of the Palm Beaches. But the naming rights have changed on this ballpark, and it changed last year as rapper and businessman Travis Scott purchased the naming rights to this stadium to promote his Cacti hard seltzer beverage.
What?
Here's the 1-2. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
No. I was going to say, I didn't see a cactus nor multiple cacti when I was walking in. And we parked halfway to Jupiter from the stadium. So I figured, if there was a local flora, I would have seen some cacti.
Yeah.
Travis Scott.
Not a singular cacti, so certainly no plural cacti. That'll be sent foul. Yeah, rapper Travis Scott has a hard seltzer beverage named Cacti, so he brought the naming rights of this ballpark, named it after his beverage.
Makes sense. He's a Houston guy, and the Astros play here as well. Okay.
2-2, a swing and a miss by Leon.
I'm a little slow, but I'll get there.
It was a 12-year naming rights contract. So for next 10 seasons after this, it'll be Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches, named for the Cacti hard seltzer beverage.
Is it tequila based?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of the stuff. But that's why you have naming rights, because now we're talking about it. Swing and a miss there by Marisnik.
I'm pretty well versed in the seltzer universe, and I don't think I've ever tried it. On a hot summer day, my golf game runs on a hard seltzer.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss low to Jake Marisnik.
Now, on a cold winter day, Fireball whiskey. I need to get a deal with Fireball, as much of it as I drink in the winters.
Yeah, you should have an endorsement. All right, yeah, the Cacti hard seltzer is from 100% premium blue agave. So there you go. That'll be sent foul. They say it has a nice, cold, bubbly complex. That's the description of the beverage that I'm looking at here.
Sounds delightful.
Pineapple, lime, strawberry. There's the 1-2 pitch. And Marisnik loops one into right field. Over a leaping Nathaniel Lowe. 1 out single for Jake Marisnik.
I have a few friends that work in the alcohol industry, and they're saying agave is a slow-growing plant, the plant that you make tequila out of. And it's hard to source enough agave now for tequila. So I'm guessing you're making hard seltzers out of it. It might not be prime tequila, prime agave.
Right. Kind of the secondhand stuff?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Bat in the hands of Eddie Alvarez. He'll receive a called strike. Nationals 2, Braves 1. He swung and missed by Alvarez. Lord deals, misses high. Fouled back by Alvarez. 1-2. On our long trip over here today, we saw a bunch of crop dusters flying by today, didn't we?
We did. We actually had a couple close calls, then landing right over the plane. J-Chad didn't see him because he was snoozing, but we did.
Here's the 1-2. That's lifted in the air to the left, towards foul ground and into the seats about 8 rows back.
Listen, I can understand, he works hard, J-Chad. You're going to sleep in the car, that's fine. But if you're going to start snoring,
right,
I'm going to roll over onto the rumble strips and
wake him up.
Yeah.
Well, he's gotten his revenge on us here in our booth tonight.
He sure has.
1-2 on Eddie Alvarez. Pitch outside from Brad Lord. So a 2-2 count on Alvarez. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Ground out. And also a fielder's choice. Runner at first, 1 down. 2-2 pitch off the plate. And a 3-2 count.
If Travis Scott wants to start making his seltzer out of oranges, I know where you can get a lot of those.
Well, we passed about 1 million of them on the way here, didn't we?
I mean, it makes sense. A lot of the orange juice and oranges come out of Florida. I didn't realize there was that much of it down here.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Runner goes, swung on, miss. Throw down by Riley Adams. 1 hop, throw down to second, not in time. Jake Marisnick with a head first slide into second base. He swipes the bag. Eddie Alvarez strikes out, so 2 down. And the Braves have the tying run in scoring position. 2 down for now Jose Devers. First pitch from Lord. That'll miss low and inside. Well, the Nationals had a great opportunity to pick up another run in the bottom of the 4th inning. But they got a tough break as third base umpire Dexter Kelly had a ball carry him off of his foot and was ticketed for the left field corner. Kicked directly to Devers, who threw over, got it out. Devers loops one towards foul ground over by the Braves dugout. Not a play. That bounces on the warning track, then up against the screen out of the reach of Paul DeYoung. So Devers was able to pick up the assist from Dexter Kelly, save a run there. Now a chance to drive in a run here. It'll be a 2-run swing, thanks to Devers if he gets a base hit right here. Jake Marisnick ready to take off on contact as he's at second base with 2 down. Righty-lefty matchup. Lord brings it. Devers fouls one back and got a flinch out of Darren O'Day.
Good night.
That was coming right at you, huh?
It was. That was a good one. I'm awake. First night game of the spring. I am now awake. That was right at my coconut.
1-2 now for Jose Devers. Marisnick a lead at second. And the 1-2 off the plate. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I was thinking about Jake Marisnick. That's a second stolen base of the spring. You know, showing the Braves coaching staff he can still run a little bit, swiping some bags.
2-2 softly tapped in front of the plate. Pouncing Riley Adams. Throws down the right field line. All the way down the line and off the tarp. Marisnick coming around third. He'll score. Heading for third base now, Devers. And he's in feet first. And we got a tie game. It just a little roller in front of the plate. And Riley Adams' throw was well over Nathaniel Lowe's head and down the right field line.
No RBI that play.
Well, that thing was launched down the right field line.
I mean, a grown man swung at that ball and hit it maybe 3 feet, and it got him 3 bases. That was shocking. I mean, he barely tapped the ball. Just in front of the plate. Adams came up and rushed the throw there.
He's got to put the ball in play sometimes. Now the Braves can take the lead. De La Cruz has bounced one to short. That'll be gloved by C.J. Abrams, and his throw crosses in time. But the Braves, thanks to the error by Riley Adams, tie up the game. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We're halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 2-2 game.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hey, can my Wi-Fi handle a big birthday party for my daughter?
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. 1 click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farrah and Farrah, Tampa.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizards.
Piece. And in the bottom of the 5th inning, here is Dylan Cruz to lead off with the Nationals, their top prospect. And the first pitch from Shreve is a little bit low. We will not see these Nationals in the regular season until May. And then after that, we will not see them again until September. 1-0 pitch on the way to Cruz. That'll miss low. And the Braves have some payback in mind for the Nationals this year. Nationals won the season series last year over the Braves. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike. Nationals beat the Braves 8-5 last year. And it's the first time since 2017 that they won the season series over Atlanta. 2-1 low and in, 3 balls and a strike. And a lot of that because of the young pitchers that did so well when they faced Atlanta, like we were talking about earlier with Jake Irvin and DJ Hers and others.
Yeah, they got a nice little pitching core they've developed here in D.C.
3-1 pitch, fouled off by Cruz.
And they got some good hitting prospects making their way into the league. Cruz, we mentioned Hassel and Wood. They got a nice, Abrams had a little bit of a down year last year, but still extremely talented. So this is a team you could see being pretty good here in a couple of years.
3-2 and a hard ground ball to third. Misplayed by Devers, picked up by White. He throws over, not in time. And then should be an E5 to allow Cruz to reach.
E5 on that play. It's an error on the third.
Indeed it is. Error charged to Devers. Yeah, last season, Jake Irvin had some really good starts versus the Braves. So did DJ Hers. Mackenzie Gore had some good outings versus the Braves last season. And those are some young pitchers that have looked really sharp. Mitchell Parker's just 24 years old. He made 29 starts last year. Pick off over to first base and back in Dylan Cruz. And the thing about that Nationals team last year, you look through the starting pitchers, 23-year-old Hers, 24-year-old Parker, 25-year-old Gore, 27-year-old Irvin, and a bunch of young guys getting opportunities in their rotation. There's a called strike, and that'll benefit them a lot this year, that experience they had last season.
Yeah, they've really stockpiled a lot of young pitching talent, and that's the benefit of having 5 consecutive losing seasons. You get to draft early and draft these premium arms.
A swing and a miss.
They added a familiar face to Braves fans, Michael Soroka, now a Washington National. They're going to have a crowded starting rotation stable there. They're going to have to make some tough decisions on who gets the ball every 5 days.
2 to Nathaniel Lowe. That's a little bit low. Well, obviously now with the draft, they're doing the lottery system. We have a White Sox team last year that won 41 games, and under the previous rules, they'd be picking first. But we have the lottery now. 1-2, bouncer to first. Glove by Cooper. Spins and fires to second. They get the out there. Back to first. Not in time. Lowe beats it out. So a 3-6 put out at second base of Dylan Cruz. 1 down. Braves just missed turning 2 by an eyelash. But finishing that thought, now with the lottery system, White Sox are drafting 10th this year after winning just 41 games. And the number 1 pick in this year's July draft will be the Nationals.
Yeah, it's wild. And I love it as a former player that discourages tanking, just to ensure that you get the exact player you want by being the worst team in the league the previous season.
Morales now pinch running at first base.
Pinch runner Morales at first base now for Washington. Meanwhile, Josh Bell takes a ball 1-0. And in case you're wondering, the Braves will be drafting 22nd in the draft this summer. There's a called strike on Bell. Runner goes, pitch on the way, ball high, throw down to second base, going to be a close play. They got him. Sandy Leon with a laser beam down to second base to tag Morales. Good throw there. 2-4 put out down to the bag, 2 away, and a 2-1 count on Josh Bell. There's the 2-1. Swing and a miss by Bell. One other interesting note about the first round of the draft this summer. Dodgers, Mets, and Yankees each have their first round pick moved back 10 spots because of their competitive balance tax status.
Yeah, that competitive balance. Those taxes get pretty pricey, man.
Yeah.
There's outrageous amount of money being thrown around, but a lot of teams are scared of that. They're just scared of having their pick moved back.
3-2 to Bell, and he wipes out there. Swing and a miss at a ball that just had the bottom fall out from under it. So the Nationals send the minimum to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Still a 2-2 game.
At Marietta Eye Clinic, we understand the importance of good vision, whether it's reading, driving.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah, Tampa. Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's time to say
Pinkley. So Pinkley in right, Lipscomb at short, Morales at first, Millis, the catcher. Climbing in Marcell Ozuna. Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you. From Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches here in West Palm Beach, Florida. 2-2 game. First pitch to Ozuna. He swings with all his might, swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Saw Lord take over in the top of the 5th inning, gave up 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error on the play that scored a run, so it was an unearned run charge to Lord. 0-1 to Ozuna, swinging a fly ball out towards medium depth center field. Jacob Young coming in, lunges forward, makes a basket catch. And Ozuna is retired as he's now 0 for 2 with a walk in the game.
Yeah, it's a rare bad jump by Jacob Young out there in center. We mentioned how good he is out there. But he's so dang fast, he made up for it. No problem. Covering a ton of ground to come in and catch that one.
He can boogie, can't he?
He sure can.
Well, and out there tonight, the lights we have at this ballpark, not near what he'll see in major league ballparks over the course of the season. Garrett Cooper takes a ball upstairs. Two runs, 5 hits for the Nationals. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Braves. 1-0 from Lord. Cooper takes the ball a little bit low. Opening day of the 2025 season, 1 month from today.
Attention media. National starting pitcher Jake.
There's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Garrett Cooper. And a bouncer weakly hit up the third base line. Charging Paul DeYoung, bare hands, fires across, bang, bang play, and they've got him. Paul DeYoung making a really tough play look easy. And 2 down here in the 6th inning. You know, at this part of spring training, opening day can feel like it's forever away. We still have another 23 games left after tonight, but when you say 1 month from today we'll have opening day, that doesn't seem too far away from me.
No. If you ask the hitters, spring training's too long. You ask the pitchers, they say it's just right.
There's Connor Capel. Hard ground ball to second. Shuffling to his right, Garcia. Gloves and throws, and down go the Braves 1-2-3. And the top of the 6th inning. So a very quiet inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 game here in West Palm.
When you need a lawyer after an auto accident, don't just choose any legal team. Make the right call with Ken Nugent. Ken is based in Georgia.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah.
Tampa. Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself. Surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
It's time to say...
Hackenberg, number 9 prospect for the Atlanta Braves, was a second rounder in 2023. Pick number 59.
There to oppose him, Louis Garcia. First pitch from Hackenberg. Swung on a pop-up. Drifting back now is Christian Cairo. He's the new shortstop. And in shallow left center, he's got it. 1 pitch and 1 down for Hackenberg. Other changes for the Braves. David McCabe is the new first baseman. Cal Conley in the game at second base. Aforementioned Christian Cairo at short. And Matt Batten is at third base. New catchers Adam Zabrowski. And some new outfielders will mix in just a moment. There's Paul DeYoung. First pitch will miss inside. For Drew Hackenberg last season, he saw time at 3 different levels in the Braves organization. High A, Double A, and Triple A. That bounces on the plate, 2-0. He made a dozen appearances at High A Rome. He made 9 appearances at Double A Mississippi and 4 appearances in Triple A Gwinnett. So that's a quick ascent for Drew Hackenberg in 1 season.
Especially as a starting pitcher.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Good heat there. Swung on and missed by Paul DeYoung.
You know, relievers can boogie up through the system pretty fast if they just keep pitching well. But for a starter to go to 3 different levels last year and do really well is impressive.
2-1 to DeYoung. This is low. Like you mentioned, a second-round pick out of Virginia Tech. Got a 3-1 count on Paul DeYoung. Here it comes from Hackenberg, and he missed down low. So 1 out, walk to Paul DeYoung. Other changes for the Braves. New right fielder is Carlos Rodriguez. New center fielder is Kevin Kilpatrick. And the new left fielder is Cody Milligan. So all the starters out of there now for the Braves. A 2-2 game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Robert Hassel, the batter, takes ball outside.
Pinch runner at first base, 55, Brady House, 55 House at first.
Brady House is pinch running at first base. So DeYoung out of there. Pitch to Hassel, swing and a miss. Hackenberg kicks and fires a 1-1. There's a soft flare out to second, and that's over the head of Cal Conley, and a base hit into right field. Brady House down to second base. Single by Robert Hassel. They have Hassel at first, House at second, Riley Adams up to the plate.
Yeah, Drew Hackenberg does the good work he did last season. He did that with a sinker-slider combination. Those are probably his two most used pitches. Also uses a changeup, does a great job of controlling the strike zone and, staying in control of the game.
See if he can get a ground ball somewhere. Inside to Riley Adams. Correction, Drew Milas, should say. Jacob Young on deck for the Nationals towards the bottom of their order. 1-0 to Millis. In the dirt. Good knockdown by Adam Zabrowski. That was about a 59-footer. And the big backstop got the chest protector in front of that one to keep it in front of him. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Nationals. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Braves as we play on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hackenberg brings a 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Millis. Count even at 2. Riley Hackenberg, right arm hanging by his side. Now comes set right at the belt. And the 2-1 to the plate. In for a called strike, 2-2. We mentioned that opening day is 1 month from today, and the Braves start out the season on the road. 4 games in San Diego, followed by 3 games in Los Angeles. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A little bit low and inside. And it really plays like a 3-city road trip because when we finish our Grapefruit League action, and it means to cut the lengthy trip out west down a little bit, we'll fly to Phoenix out of Florida and play 2 exhibition games against the Cubs at Sloan Park, the Cubs spring training home. 3-2, grounded to first base. On top of it now, McCabe fires to second. There's one. Cairo to first base, and not in time as the pitcher Hackenberg had the ball but was reaching for the bag with his right foot and couldn't find the bag. So that allows House to go to third base. Hassel cut down at second on a 3-6 putout. And if Hackenberg could have found the bag with his right foot, you're talking about an inning-ending double play. But remember, he's looking at second, reaching back blindly behind him to try to find the bag.
Well, that's a tough play for a pitcher, Ben, running and catching at the same time, getting over there to first base.
Young swings at the first pitch and a fly ball out towards deep center field. Kevin Kilpatrick over to his left. He's going to make the play, and that's out number 3. So the Nationals threatened, but they cannot score. We played 6 innings, and as we head to the 7th, it's still a 2-2 game.
City of Hope. We're more than just a top-ranked cancer hospital. For over 100 years, we've been making breakthroughs.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you.
Tampa. My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning.
Florida just up the highway here, too. Another Florida boy. Last year, he did the tour of the minor leagues as well. High A, AA, AAA, back to AA. So he got some good miles in last season. We'll see what the big righty can do against 7, 8, 9 in the Braves order.
There to greet him, Christian Cairo. He'll take a ball inside. So 2 innings worked by Lord as he gave up 1 run, which was unearned on 1 hit. Right-hander Sinclair ready to deal. Kicks and fires. Cairo takes ball inside. I mentioned earlier, pretty nice moment prior to the ball game. Christian Cairo brought out the lineup card for the Braves. And his father, Miguel, who's on the coaching staff for the Nationals, came out and brought out the lineup card for the Nationals. There's a called strike. And that's not the first father-son lineup card exchange we have seen in this ballpark a couple of years back. We were playing here, and Snit brought out the lineup card. There's a fly ball out towards right center field. Might lay down. A diving attempt by Pinkley. Can't get there. That'll lay down for a base hit and a leadoff single. Or Christian Cairo. But finishing that thought, Snit brought out the lineup card here 6-7 years ago. And his son Troy, who has been coaching the Astros organization for a while, as the Astros and the Nationals split this complex for spring training. Troy brought out the lineup card, so he had father and son exchanging lineup cards that day, and happening again here today with Christian and Miguel Cairo. Really cool moment. Here's Adam Zabrowski. Big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, Miguel Cairo, guy that I played against. Do you know how many seasons he played? I just looked him up.
12.
17 seasons.
Wow.
That's amazing as a position player.
Pick off to first base. Cairo back in with a dive. 17 seasons.
So Christian is 23. So he was born 6-7 years into Miguel's career and got to grow up in these major league clubhouses. So he had baseball in his blood early.
Well, 1 to Zabrowski. Hard hit ball to short. Up with it, Lipscomb. Tossed to second for 1. Over to first base for 2. 6-4-3 double play. Lipscomb to Wallace to Morales. And 2 down. Now Kevin Kilpatrick to the plate. Check swing on the first pitch, and he did go. Braves are trailing 2-0 at the end of 2. Then they put 1 across in the 4th and another in the 5th. And it's been a 2-2 game ever since. A 1 pitch misses to Kilpatrick. Sinclair misses the inside corner. Sinclair kicks and fires a 2-1. That's in for a called strike. A few other defensive changes for the Nationals. Elijah Green has taken over in center field. Dalen Lyle is in left field. Brady House remains in the game at third base. And Caden Wallace is at second base. Here's the 2-2. Big bouncer out to first base. Long way from home was Morales. Gloves it, throws to the bag. And the pitcher Sinclair is there to win the race against Kilpatrick. Braves send the minimum to the plate. Time to stretch them out here in West Palm. And as we head to the bottom of the seventh inning, still a 2-2 game.
You need all the...
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just...
Rolling into the bottom of the seventh inning. And it's a 2-2 game here at Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches. Great to have you with us alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. Still Hackenberg on the mound. First pitch swinging. Andrew Pinckney laces one foul down the left field line. And into the seats that goes bouncing around. Pretty impressive stock there for the Hackenberg family, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
One of four boys?
One of four brothers, yeah.
And they've all had massive advancements in the sports world. And Drew Hackenberg is the pitcher here for the Braves. But the other brothers have played multiple sports, some of them professionally, including in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's the 0-1 pitch to Pinckney. Just missed him. 1-1.
His eldest brother, Christian, second-round pick of the New York Jets in 2016. Younger brother, Brandon, was a first-round pick in the MLS, the Professional Soccer League. I mean, and then you get the other two play baseball.
That's incredible. That'll be sent foul. Yeah, Christian Hackenberg had a good collegiate career at Penn State. And has hung around for a while as a quarterback in the NFL. High expectations in that household, huh?
Yikes, man.
And they had a secret weapon growing up, he said?
They did. I was just reading about it. They said their secret to all that athleticism was chocolate milk and lots of it.
I like that rule. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll be swung on and missed as Pinckney strikes out. Dropping it momentarily was Zabrowski. Picked it up and fired to the inside of the bag, and that completes the strikeout.
Yeah, that's the kind of policy I could get behind.
Well, see, but I can't buy it because growing up, I drank a ton of chocolate milk, and I'm sitting up here with you.
Yeah, well, you're a big boy, though. You know, it didn't rob you of any size, so maybe chocolate milk is the key.
I kind of maintained that I willed myself to a certain height. And a miss high and outside. Because when I was in junior high, we had to have a physical before we played football. And we asked the doctor, could you kind of forecast what you think our heights will be? There's a 1-0 pitch. Lipscomb swings and misses. And I remember a couple of my buddies got 6'3" and 6'4", and he said 5'10" for me. I said,
Ouch.
That ain't going to work. It's not going to work. I refuse to believe that that's going to be the case. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That'll miss low because my dad's 5'11". I wanted to be the tallest person in the family. So I went and found the largest cup I could find at a Walmart. Big cup. Must have been 64 ounces.
Huge.
Here's the 2-1. Line shot up the middle to base hit, scored it into center field. And it was my goal to fill that thing with milk 2 times a day and crush it.
Wow.
And ended up 6-2. So I think the Hackenbergs are onto something with crushing milk at a young age.
Absolutely. And then, saving up all your money and having your femurs extended help too. Have you ever seen those operations?
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, they're gruesome. People that pay to have their, nothing against you if that's what makes you happy, but they get their femurs, their upper leg bone cut in half and extended. It's wild.
Runner goes, pitch to Morales is a called strike, no throw down. So Lipscomb down to second base. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Atlanta Braves baseball.
Atlanta's only home for Braves spring training. WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The home of the Braves, the Fan.
Wanda Morales fouled off 0-2. So the chocolate milk was the secret for the Hackenbergs. Not only did it give them the size, but maybe some ability as well.
Yeah, I mean, imagine I have one older brother, and I only played baseball because he played baseball. Now I'm just imagining these 4 brothers close in age getting to practice against each other.
Well, Wanda Morales, Mrs. Lowe, the competitiveness must have been off the charts.
Yeah. Yeah, he said when they all get together still, it's an absolute zoo. He said they're still breaking stuff in their mom's house.
0-1 to Yohandy Morales, and he swings and tips one into the mid of Zabrowski for a strike. They had the count wrong on the scoreboard. It wasn't 0-1, it was 0-2, and that's strike 3. And 2 down here in the 7th inning. Alex Call is the batter. He'll be pinch hitting for Josh Bell. Ben, Darren, and J-Chad with you. 2-2 game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Go ahead, run at second, 2 down. And Alex Call received a strike.
I'm trying to think. I drank a decent amount of milk when I was young, but we've already talked about little Darren was a touch overweight. Might have shopped in the Husky section.
Yeah, no shame in that.
I used to get in trouble for eating the whipped cream that my mom would keep in the fridge.
One miss inside. Look, when you first get that taste of whipped cream when you're a kid, it's hard to put that stuff down.
She had to stop keeping it in the fridge.
Because you eat it by the spoonful?
It would just be empty when she needed it.
Yeah. There's the 1-1.
No, not
in for a strike.
Not the spoon. The can you turn upside down.
Oh, yeah, the Ready Whip.
Yeah, the Ready Whip.
Yeah,
there you
okay.
go.
See, we had the tubs of the whipped cream, and nobody's looking. Look around left, right, spoonful right down the hatch. That's good stuff. 1-2 on Alex Call. See if Hackenberg can strike him out. Struck out 2 men this inning. 1-2 pitch. Just missed a little bit high. Struck out Pinckney as well as Morales. Hackenberg's 2-2. Launched high but foul. Onto the concourse above the seating bowl down the left field line. I know you ran cross country. Did you play many other sports in high school outside of baseball?
I didn't play any sports. It was kind of discouraged at our school to play multiple sports if you did play baseball.
2-2 to call. Check swing. They appealed. Didn't go. So if you're playing baseball, they didn't want you doing anything else.
No, our baseball coach was the athletic director, and we had a really good baseball program, really competitive. In Florida, you get some good high school teams. And so he didn't like a lot of guys going to play basketball in the winter or other sports. Football, we were so bad, good way to get hurt.
3-2 is high, and there's ball 4 to call, which in a way now goes against what some scouts are looking for.
Yeah.
Now they're looking for guys who play multiple sports because they want pure athletes out there.
Yeah, they asked me to come play football. As I mentioned, we weren't very good at it. So they wanted me to play quarterback. I said, I'll be running for my life. No thanks. But no, I did not play any other sports in high school, and I kind of regret that. It would have been fun.
Let's say it worked out for you with baseball. There's Dalen Lyle. First pitch pumped in for a called strike. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. This is spring training game number 6 for the Braves. They've won 3 in a row. This game tied at 2. 0-1, bounced up there about 5 feet in front of the plate, kicks off Zabrowski, and almost rolls into the Braves dugout. A wild pitch allows Lipscomb to advance to third and Call down to second. And now a base hit for the Nationals could give them a 2-run lead.
I'll tell you the Hackenberg family secret. Watching Drew walk back to the mound after that, he's a little bow-legged. Pay attention, a lot of the very best athletes in the world are a little bit bow-legged. A little bit of turned-in feet, which makes it easy to be more agile.
1-1 low and in. Well, just got that build to him.
He does. He just, he looks athletic just walking around, and that would fit the mold of, 4 brothers that are all playing professional sports.
Right.
Actually, the football coach in high school is the one that told me that. And he was trying to persuade me to come play.
2-1, a swing and a miss by Lyle.
It's just the little things you remember.
Yeah. Well, his brother Christian, the quarterback, is 6'4". Mentioned that Drew is 6'3". 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way to Lyle. Bounced in front of the plate. Knocked down by Zabrowski. And Hackenberg making him work this inning. He skipped a couple in front of the plate. That wild pitch a moment ago must have been 5 feet in front of the plate. Barely made it to the dirt. Three and 2 as Hackenberg's ready. Right-hander deals, and Lyle sends one foul into the seats down the left field line. Nationals scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. They had RBIs that inning from C.J. Abrams and Jacob Young. And then the Braves tied it with 1 run in the 4th and then 1 run in the 5th inning. RBIs from Connor Capel. And then an error allowed another run to score. 3-2 again. Popped up, out of play. And into the seats back behind the Braves dugout. Well, fan in the Braves jersey just about toppled over his row reaching back for it. Lost his footing, lost the foul ball, and a young man about 2 rows away came away with a foul ball. Meanwhile, Hackenberg looking for 1 more strike to keep the game tied. Lipscomb and Call take their leads. And the 3-2 to Lyle. Low and in, ball 4. That will load the bases. Braves have a left-hander tossing in the bullpen, and here comes Brian Snitker. That'll be the end of the road for Drew Hackenberg. Down there for the Braves is Sam Strickland. He's the only lefty on the roster that they have not used yet. We're going to make the assumption that is Sam Strickland entering the game.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just...
England. And I don't know that the Braves are carrying a 37-year-old... I
don't think that's him.
A reliever without a name on the back. So this Samuel Matthew Strickland was born in 1999 in Birmingham, Alabama. Went to college in Samford. I think we got the right guy here. Pitched last year in Rome.
Tall left-hander ready to go to work. And Brady House, awkward swing of the first pitch. Got a piece of it, fouled it off, 0-1. Samuel Strickland. He'll be turning 26 years old next month. Sacks packed full of Nationals. In the 0-1. Ground ball out to third. Into the glove of Matt Batten. He goes the short route to second. Cal Conley's there for the force out of the incoming runner. And that is out number 3. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We played 7. And as we go to the 8th, still a 2-2 game.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah. Tampa.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
In your car or maybe while you were at work or something like that. There's Cal Conley. Don't take a ball low. But this is the first night game. So maybe this is more like your regular season routine, whether you're on your back deck or hanging out inside. Maybe it's a little bit too chilly where you are to be outside. That's certainly the case a lot of places. That swung on and missed. But however you're tuning in this evening, we're happy to have you. Grapefruit League action. Braves and the Nationals from Cacti Park of the Palm Beaches here in West Palm Beach, Florida. 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike on Conley. This is still Sinclair on the mound for the Nationals. Two-one fouled back just over our booth.
Where do you land on grapefruits, Ben? Yay or nay?
Probably nay.
Really?
Because I don't really like to eat them raw. Now, I've had grapefruit-flavored drinks or whatever, and that's fine.
I went from a nay to a yay, from childhood to adult. Adult, I love a good grapefruit now. I don't understand. I think maybe I've killed enough of my taste buds.
Yeah? 2-2 fouled back. I've got a really interesting story about the Grapefruit League and how the name... the Grapefruit League came about. It's going to blow your mind.
I'm looking forward to it.
It might be a 2-inning story. Here's the 2-2. That'll be sent foul. Because I was reading this story, and I thought to myself, you know what? This is a story I need to tell when I'm working with Darren. Because I think all of our other broadcasters would certainly enjoy and appreciate it. 2-2 misses outside, but you're a Florida guy. And I thought that you would really enjoy how bizarre this story is about the Grapefruit League got its name. Cactus League out in Arizona, that makes sense.
Right.
That adds up. 3-2 fouled back. And here in Florida, they grow grapefruits, but I don't think you think of grapefruit being the predominant fruit of the state of Florida. You would think the Orange League.
Right. And I think lime is the king of the citrus family, personally. I think grapefruit would be somewhere near the bottom. But, I'm really excited to hear why they elevated it to the top.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Conley sends one down the left field line. That's a fair ball rolling all the way into the corner. Cal Conley motoring for second base, and he's got a leadoff double. Perfectly placed down the left field line. So the leadoff man is aboard. That'll bring Matt Batten up to the plate for the first time. All right, to find out why they named this league the Grapefruit League, you'd have to go back to 1915. The year was 1915. And let's go to Daytona Beach, Florida. As the Brooklyn Dodgers were training there. Matt Batten swings and misses. If you think about Florida 100 or so years ago, there was a land boom in this state 100 years ago. And one of the most popular things in this entire state, even today, golf courses. There are more golf courses in this state than any other state in the U.S. But one to Batten all the way to the backstop, and Cal Conley will advance to third base on a wild pitch. Well, there was a local aviator in Daytona Beach named Ruth Law, and she was a pilot who was trying to help shed some light on golf and its expansion and the popularity of expansion. And some of these golf courses would have her fly over their golf courses and dump golf balls out from the airplane to promote golf. Ball on a strike as the infield's in. Pitch on the way to Batten. That'll miss outside 2-1. So the Dodgers are down there, and some of these local golf courses have this pilot flying over and dumping out buckets of golf balls in order to promote the game. Well, Casey Stengel was with the Dodgers organization, and he had a brilliant idea. 2-1 popped up on the infield, foul ground. Catcher Drew Millis tosses the mask, drifts back, makes the catch, and one down. Well, the Dodgers had a manager named Wilbert Robinson. And as the story goes, Casey Stengel and Wilbert Robinson got together and said, you know what'd be great is if the gal who flies and dumps the golf balls out of these local golf courses flew over our ballpark and threw a baseball out, and one of us caught the ball to promote our games here for spring training. One down for Carlos Rodriguez, and there's a called strike. Well, they tell Ruth Law that they want to do this, and she agrees. And as the story goes, she gets in her plane, and she's going to drop this baseball out of the plane, and manager Wilbert Robinson's going to catch the thing. Well, one swung on and missed. So they got the whole thing lined up. The manager's standing out there in the outfield. The plane's going to fly over before the game. She's going to throw a ball out of the plane. He's going to catch it. Crowd's going to go wild. One problem. She gets in the plane, takes off. She forgot the baseball.
Oh, way.
0-2 pitch, fouled off. What she did have was her snack, which was a grapefruit. So she decides that she's going to throw a grapefruit out of the plane instead of a baseball. So Wilbert Robinson's in the outfield waiting on the ball to be caught. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Line drive over the first baseman, Rallis, and a fair ball down the right field line. This will score Conley. It gives the Braves the lead. Into second base, Rodriguez. It's an RBI double. And the Braves have the lead for the first time tonight as it's 3-2 Atlanta in the top of the eighth inning. Infield in cost him there. That whizzed right over Yohandy Morales.
Yeah, you could see how frustrated he was that he wasn't able to snag it. He just got there just a fraction of a second late.
So now Drake Baldwin coming up to pinch hit. Now the Braves looking to add on to their lead. Only one out. Baldwin sends one foul. So finishing the story, She flies over the ballpark there in Daytona Beach. She throws the grapefruit out. Wilbert Robinson sees the sphere flying at him, and he goes to catch it. He misses it. It hits him square in the chest and explodes. And everyone thought that it was a baseball coming at him. So when the grapefruit exploded, the red interior was all over him. They thought he got ripped open. They thought he was dead. So he's got this grapefruit all over his wool uniform. They thought it was blood. The team comes running out there onto the field to check on him. And the funny thing is, Wilbert Robinson thought he was dead. 1-1 fouled back. To the point that when the players got out there, he said, "This is it for me, boys. I'm done for."
No way.
I promise. I read this story 2 nights ago.
Oh, man.
And that's how the Grapefruit League got its name, was from Ruth Law flying over the Dodgers facility and throwing a grapefruit out of the plane that exploded on manager Wilbert Robinson's chest.
Fantastic, Ben.
1-2 to Baldwin is inside.
Wilbert even thought he was dead. He's laying in center field, and the team clown takes a piece of, "Hey, guys, it's a grapefruit. He's not dead." Oh, man, that's fantastic.
Something, isn't it?
Can't forget the ball. Come on, Ruth.
Which begs the question, if she had remembered the baseball, would this be just the baseball league? I don't know.
Wilbert's dead.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's great.
There's the 3-2 pitch on the way to Baldwin. Outside ball 4.
I'll tell you what, if I'm playing a little round of golf and somebody flies over my head and dumps a bunch of golf balls out, I'd be pretty upset.
That's what I thought. I mean, if she's dumping out the golf balls to promote the game, is she doing it in the morning before they're on the course?
Man, I don't know.
But everybody in town knew who she was. Ruth Law. One down at the top of the 8th inning. Braves with a 3-2 lead. David McCabe up to the plate. McCabe will foul one back. McCabe taking over for Garrett Cooper. He went 0 for 3. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Well, 1 to McCabe, and a towering pop-up, back of third. A trio of Nationals in the neighborhood, and this ball is just barely caught, about a third of the way down the left field line. That was tricky.
Yeah. When third baseman was going after that ball, House, I believe his name is, we're going to see if my scorebook is correct. That's such a hard play for that third baseman when the ball is right over the back of your head. It's so challenging. That's why these teams ask the shortstop to take the charge on those plays. Maybe just some guys that haven't played together before and lack of communication there.
Yeah, big Brady House making the play.
See, we're in game 6 here. I'm writing last names now. I got to get the first names to make it professional. I'm still only semi-professional at this.
Well, at this point of spring, just getting any names, certainly an advancement. There's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Cody Milligan. There's a called strike. Yeah, all the starters out of there now for the Braves. The only regular who was in the lineup tonight that you'd likely see every day in the regular season, Marcelo Zuna. He was 0 for 2 with a walk. Hit a few balls hard. 1-1 pitch. Swung and missed by Milligan. Braves 3, Nationals 2, top of the 8th. Braves were down 2-0 early in the game. But they scored once in the 4th, once in the 5th, once here in the 8th, and threatening for more, but down to their final strike here in the 8th inning. And the 1-2 pitch sent foul. Still Jack Sinclair on the mound, tall, lean right-hander. He's the 4th pitcher used by Dave Martinez in the game.
It's nice of Sinclair to have a little bit of a lengthy inning here so you can get that full story. That story is the highlight of my spring training thus far. I really enjoyed that.
I knew you'd enjoy that story. 1-2 misses, 2-2.
I grew up just down the road from Daytona Beach, and I find it interesting how these spring training teams kind of jump around to different towns. You know, there were more teams that used to be in North Florida. Now most of them have pushed farther into the southern end of the boot.
2-2, swung on, missed. So Milligan strikes out. And ends the top of the 8th of the Braves, but they take the lead for the first time. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Braves.
Puka, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes.
Who are you talking to?
I'm just practicing for when I have to tell the dogs about the twins.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Spring's in full swing on MLB Network. Turn on the most live spring training games anywhere. Then recap today's news and highlights on MLB Tonight as the best analysts in baseball catch up on the day's news, highlights, and even hear from the players themselves.
I want to win a World Series. I want to do it.
Games in the major leagues has appeared in the major leagues each of the last 3 seasons out of the Oakland A's bullpen. He is pitching for the first time this year in the Grapefruit League action.
There to greet him, Caden Wallace. First pitch. Hard hit ball to third. Nice pick by Matt Batten. Snaps off, throw across the diamond, 1 down. So getting a good look at Jimenez. He'll be facing Drew Millis. 1 down, bottom of the 8th.
It's funny. I watch a lot of baseball, and Danny Jimenez has been in major leagues the last 2 years, and I don't think I've seen him pitch. It's like you're on a different planet on the West Coast.
Yeah, you are. Millis takes the ball low and outside. How about the A's this year? Just going to be the A's. They moved from Oakland to Sacramento, and they're not going to wear the city's name. There's going to be the Athletics.
California A's.
There's a 1-0 pitch. In the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, that's going to be quite an experience playing down there. As you mentioned a couple days ago, 2 teams playing in AAA ballparks this season.
Yeah.
I played in the Sacramento ballpark quite a bit in the minor leagues. It was in the PCL.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in AAA, we would visit that city quite a bit.
2-1 to Millis, popped up and out of play. Well, the A's have been a traveling franchise. I mean, you look at their franchise's history. They started in Philadelphia way back in the 1800s, went to Kansas City, Oakland. They'll play in Sacramento this year. The plan is for them to eventually land in Vegas. See if that comes to fruition or not. 2-1 pitch is outside. 3-1.
Well, I hope they do, because I've never been to Vegas.
You've never been to Vegas?
Never been to, and everybody I say it to has that reaction.
Well, that's the reaction I used to have all the time, and I used to say that. Now, I've been to Vegas twice now. But that's what people would say. I can't believe of all people you've never been to Las Vegas. Had a Miss Lowen inside and a walk to Drew Millis.
Well, I have connected at McCarran Airport, the airport there, and I saw enough weird stuff there to know that it's going to be wild in that city.
Are you a big gambler?
Not really.
Me either. But I still had a great time.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I mean, the meals, if nothing else. Shows are fun. Here's Elijah Green. And Elijah Green takes a ball inside.
But is it like New Orleans where your ship starts to sink after 48 hours?
Yeah, it's similar in that regard. Yeah, very similar. There's a lot going on. I mean, a lot. 1 ball and no strikes on Green. 1-0 pitch in for a called strike. The first time I ever went to Vegas was for the baseball winter meetings.
Okay.
I believe in 2018. And I was there with Jonathan. And he had some great spots, restaurant-wise, that we went to. There's a 1-1 pitch on the way. That'll miss inside.
Yeah, but you were working, so you probably didn't have too much fun.
I was doing. You're right. I mean, I was doing some work, and then also we'd find dinner and that kind of thing. But JC knew his way around some of these places.
Really?
And there's the spa area of this one place. He's like, you got to check this place out. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Runner takes off. That's spoiled foul. And he tells me where it is. I go down there to meet him. And what do I see? I walk into this enormous spa that has everything you could possibly imagine. And there he is in a lounge chair with a robe and cucumbers on his eyes.
Well, we know he loves a good robe.
I was like, yeah, he's found his spot, his little slice of heaven right here with cucumbers and a robe. He definitely loves a robe.
He likes to be pampered.
Indeed he does. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Green did not go.
Was it last year? I had to go to, I got him lunch in Philadelphia, and I go to his room to drop it. Oh, my gosh. He just showed me the picture of J. Chad with vegetables on his eyes. You're missing the mud mask, though, buddy.
3-2. Runner goes, and there's ball 4. So back-to-back walks from Jimenez to Millis and Green. That'll put them at first and second, 1 down. So the Nationals threatening again, back to the top of the order to Pinckney. Nationals have stranded 10 men on base in this game. Braves leading 3-2, bottom of the 8th. Jimenez deals, huge swing and a miss by Pinckney.
Yeah, Jimenez, 60% sliders last season in the major league. So when he's not landing that pitch, he's going to have a hard time throwing strikes. And so he's been bouncing a lot of pitches here tonight. Trouble finding the zone.
0-1 to the plate. Low and outside, 1-1. Pinckney 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Jimenez a glance at second where Millis takes a lead. And the 1-1. Low and in, 2 balls and a strike. Not much consistency out of Jimenez.
Does have a bit of an issue with walks. He was walking 16% of hitters last season. So not ideal. If you're going to walk that many guys, you got to punch out that many guys.
Offering to the plate, out on the front foot, Pinckney swinging and missing. Strikeout would be nice. You guys up and stirring in the Braves pen, and one guy just started to throw. It's a 2-2 count on Andrew Pinckney. Righty-righty matchup. And Jimenez cuts it loose. Ripped foul down the left field line. Might be Ryan Barraza in the Braves bullpen getting loose. Kind of a dimly lit bullpen out there down the left field line. Meanwhile, a 2-2 count on Pinckney. Jimenez a glance to second. Kicks and fires. Inside 3-2. Braves pitchers with 7 walks in this game. Trying to stay away from that here. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Gloving it, batting. He drops it, throws off balance, and the throw is off the mark at first base, and the bases are loaded. If he plays it clean there and believe he can take it directly to third and force Drew Millis off at third base. Mm-hmm. But a slight bobble, and that forces his hand to throw to first base, and too long of a throw and inaccurate. He'll save base hit by Pinckney. That will load the bases with one out.
That's a generous hit. I felt like that was an opportunity to get out of the inning there. Tough play to make for Batten out there at third, but when your pitcher's struggling on the mound to throw strikes, those are the plays we got to make.
Braves pitching coach for this game is Eric Abreu. He's out there chatting with Jimenez.
Yeah, Eric Abreu going into his second year with the club. From all accounts, the guys love him down there in the bullpen, does a great job. Another added benefit, he is bilingual, so he's able to talk to Jimenez out there pretty easily.
It is Ryan Barraza tossing in the Braves bullpen. Danny Jimenez surrounded by Nationals. One out, bottom of the eighth. Braves 3, Nationals 2. First pitch on the way to Lipscomb. Check swing, didn't go. A late appeal down to James Dean, and he says that he did not go.
Well, he's missing the cigarette pack in his sleeve down there at first base.
There's the 1-0 pitch. Out of his inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Lipscomb singled in the 7th inning. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Nowhere near. 3 balls, no strikes. Nothing coming easy for Danny Jimenez here in the 8th inning. Braves gave him a 1-run lead. And he has loaded the bases. And now a 3-0 count on the batter. Only 1 out. Is 3-0 to the plate. Called strike. Lipscomb thought it was ball 4. I think most of the fans in the grandstand did too. And a generous call to make it 3-1. His 3-1 pitch. Fouled off into the seats down the right field line. You know, sometimes in baseball you'll see a call like that on a 3-0 pitch. You think about the ABS challenge system coming.
Yeah.
That circumstance could see lots of challenges, especially in a situation like this with the bases loaded. It would have been a run. 3-2. Doesn't matter. There's ball 4. The game's tied. See if that's it for Jimenez. Here comes Snit, and that'll be it for him. So he faced 5 batters. He walked 3. He's given up the lead. And Ryan Barraza will come on with the bases loaded around him to face Yohandy Morales. So we've got a 3-3 game. And for Danny Jimenez, look, you like the arm, but just no direction here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, just couldn't find the strike zone.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
Before you accept an insurance settlement for damage to your car, think about this. An accident stays on your car's history permanently, whether it was repaired or not. And if you try to sell it, a potential buyer can easily look it up and try to offer you less. That's diminished value. That's value you're entitled to. Value we fight for. Put our experience to work for you. Farah and Farah.
Tampa.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is oppo taco.
Fighting Days billed from Minneapolis.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the former Mystic is on the mound. Here's Yohandy Morales to the plate. The first pitch to him, miss inside. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Nationals. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Braves. Nationals have them loaded with 1 down. And the 2-0 pitch on the way to Morales. In for a called strike. Nats have scored a run this inning for the first time since the 2nd. Braves got 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th. 2-1 from Barraza. Low, ball 3. That has been the theme of the inning. Braves pitchers falling behind. Morales awaits, 3-1 on the way. And a bouncer to third. Batten has it to second. There's a force out there. Over to first. Got him. Just in time to get the incoming Yohandy Morales. And that keeps the game tied. So right when Barraza was struggling the most, he gets the ground ball he was looking for. It's a 6-4-3, correction, a 5-4-3 double play. And that ends the bottom of the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th, still a 3-3 game.
Our story begins with Jackie going to work.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning.
160 pounds, 26-year-old. He's a right-hander. Last year pitched in AA and AAA for the Nats.
Climbing in, Christian Cairo. He singled back in the 7th inning. He didn't get a base hit with his dad in the other team's dugout. Impress Pops. Here's the pitch on the way to Christian Cairo. Low and outside, 1-0. So the Nats have used Irvin, Pilkington, Lord, Sinclair, and now Acosta. Meanwhile, the Braves have gone with Elder, McSteen, then Elder again, Shreve, Hackenberg, Strickland, Jimenez, Barraza. Pitch misses, 2 balls and no strikes on Cairo.
There might be a couple young pitchers back in Northport getting a call here tonight. Hey, you need to be on the bus tomorrow.
Yeah, good point.
Because we're a long way from home here, and we've used 3 relievers tonight that probably didn't anticipate.
There's a ball low.
You know, for example, when the Braves come over here for the game, they have the 4 or 5 guys they want to pitch, and those guys are slated in. And then there's a stable of guys they call JICs, just in case guys.
So we could see lots of jicks tomorrow, in other words?
Lots of jicks. Lots of jicks. That's funny when you're in the minor league camp and they come over. They go, O'Day, Check. So you're not anticipating the pitch, but you have to be ready for 9 innings.
Yeah. 3-1 to Cairo in for a strike.
So when you see these guys, these young guys you've never heard of, they don't have a name on their back, and they come into these games, the situation they're put into is a tough one. Because you've been ready to pitch for 2 hours at this point, 2.5 hours. And then you jump in there, and now you're pitching on a major league field. So that's how I got my first major league action, was as a jick.
There's the 3-2. Ground to the first base. Down on one knee, smothered by Yohandy Morales. A step on the bag for the out. So if your last name is Case and you'd like to have a future major league pitcher, name him Justin.
Justin. Yep.
Have Justin Case.
Brilliant.
And he'll always have a job.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was in minor league camp, hadn't gone past A-ball. They say, "Oh, Dave, Jick, go get your hat." So you have to go get a special hat to go up to big league camp. I think that's changed now. They give everybody nice hats, but back in the day, it was a big deal getting your major league camp hat.
One down, Zabrowski takes a ball. So you got a good hat that day.
I did. Then I got yelled at for wearing it.
1-0 to Zabrowski. That's pumped in for a strike, 1-1.
We had a minor league coordinator, Jeter Hines was the field coordinator, and he loved to mess with us. So I put my major league hat on. "Oh, Dave, take that off. You're still in minor league camp." And, if I hadn't put it on, he would have said, "Put it on."
1-1. Popped up and sent foul by Zabrowski. Still 1-2. So it was just like one of those cheaper feeling hats compared to the big league hat?
Yeah. Yeah, that was when they were serving the minor leaguers
bologna.
On Thursday, you'd get a bologna sandwich that was made on Sunday. They make sandwiches for the whole week, and you get a cup of soup. Thanks for the cup of soup when it's 100 degrees in Arizona, right?
Zabrowski fouls one off, 1-2.
And now we get to see what minor leaguers get treated like. We get to go eat at the Braves minor league facility, and it's fantastic food.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The way they treat minor leaguers now in terms of lodging and food and uniforms, as I explained, has changed drastically.
Pitch to Zabrowski. Grounded foul again towards the Braves dugout.
Yeah, you get a bologna sandwich, a bowl of soup, a bag of chips. You could eat as many chips as you wanted, right? Makes sense.
I'd be in trouble there.
Fuel your athletes with Doritos.
3-3 game, top of the ninth. Braves and Nats on a Thursday evening. 1-2 from Acosta. Zabrowski blisters one down the left field line, rolling all the way into the corner. He's going to take second base. Big boy barrels around first base and cruises into second. It's a one-out double by Adam Zabrowski. Good at bat. And he's in scoring position now for Kevin Kilpatrick. Braves will send out a pinch runner for Zabrowski. That is Patrick Cloesy. Go-ahead run in scoring position, one down, 3-3 game. Kevin Kilpatrick 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field. Check swing of the first pitch. They appeal, and he did go. And it's 0-1 on Kevin Kilpatrick. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you. Getting late here in West Palm. Nothing decided yet of a 3-3 game. 0-1. Just missed. 1-1.
That was a pretty good strike call from the stands there. Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook had it as a ball, but somebody from the stands had perfectly timed.
Kind of threw us off.
It did.
1-1 and a fly ball out towards medium depth center field. Elijah Green under it, making the catch. Tagging from second, Cloesy. Throw hits the cutoff man, and no throw to third. Cloesy slides in feet first to third base. So now with 2 down, there's a runner at third base. Cal Conley is the batter. Remember, he doubled and scored last inning. And a double here would give the Braves the lead again. Nationals in the bottom of the ninth will have the middle 3 due up with Call, Lyle, and House. And the Braves trying to get there with at least a 1-run lead. Righty-lefty matchup. Conley takes the first pitch strike. Seeing a good bit of Conley over the last few seasons in spring training. And he's had some big hits along the way, and that was a big double he had last inning. 0-1 in the dirt. Good stop by Millis. That saved a run.
Mm-hmm.
That was a backhand stop in front of his right shin guard.
Yeah, that'll make you appreciate that aggressive tag up by Clohessy from second to third on the fly out to center.
There's the 1-2. It's swing and a miss in the dirt. It goes to the backstop. Breaking for the plate now, Clohessy, and the Braves take the lead. Like it hit off the edge of the plate, kicked away from Millis, and all the way to the backstop. And that hustle by Clohessy, advancing on the fly out by Kilpatrick, served the Braves well. Got him to third base, and he scores on a wild pitch, and it's 4-3 Braves in the ninth. Now the 1-2 on the way to Cal Conley. Fouled back into the screen.
Gosh, got me again, Ben. That foul ball was right back at me.
Another deke by you.
I'm going to start bringing my glove just to feel safe. Even though there's a massive net in front of me.
Got a net and big windows in front. We got to looking through small little slots to see this game. I like your chances to stay healthy. 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2. It's your first time to work this ballpark up here, isn't it?
It is. I don't think I ever played in this ballpark either.
Okay.
Getting a full tour of Florida.
You know what I will say about this place that I really like? The AC works really well here.
Yeah, we got some icicles hanging from the top of the booth here tonight.
It's comfortable. There's the 2-2 on the way to Conley. Line drive up the middle, kicks away from Trey Lipscomb, the shortstop. That's a clean base hit up the middle. Would have scored the run either way. Cal Conley's now 2 for 2. Braves leading 4-3 in the top of the ninth.
And two really nice swings by Conley tonight. Really short, direct to the ball, quick, but still hitting the ball hard. A couple rockets for him.
Enjoyed watching him the last few springs. He's 25 years old, Cal Conley. He is now 3 for 5 this spring, having a solid spring training. Up to the plate now is Matt Batten, pitch low and outside, rolls away from Millis, but Conley stays put at first base.
And, you know, if you notice Conley from the booth, the Major League coaching staff notices Conley from the dugout. And that's what games like this, the end of spring training games, early in the schedule, you get a lot of playing time. And it's an opportunity to show what you can do.
1-0 to Matt Batten. Conley on the move. Pitch is swung on at a ground ball out to a diving shortstop Lipscomb. Up with it, throws to first base. That is a great play by Trey Lipscomb. He was drifting left to cover the runner coming in at second, and then had to stop dead in his tracks and lunge back behind him to the right to take that hot shot off the bat of Batten, and then made a good throw. That's out number 3. But the Braves retake the lead on the wild pitch. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning, 4-3 Atlanta.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah & Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa. Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farah & Farah is to protect you when they don't.
Tampa.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast.
Costs are an important part of every budget, and we're committed to providing tools and assistance to make a difference. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
Bottom of the ninth, on the road, hostile environment, trotting out of the bullpen. Bryce Elder, no, I'm just kidding. He's at home with his feet kicked up on the couch. Trying to preserve that one-run lead and get his first save of the spring. 26-year-old right-hander Rob Griswold, right guy for the job, closed some games out in the low minor leagues last year.
And his first pitch inside to Alex Cole. He drops down from a pretty low arm angle, doesn't he?
He sure does. I like the look of it. Had some pretty good numbers last year, 9 saves.
1-0 pitch is inside.
Between Rome and Augusta, so working at the lower levels, but let's see if we can get 3 outs here and get us on the road up to Jupiter.
Sidewinder brings the 2-0 pitch. In for a called strike. Yeah, that arm slot's pretty much, it's, you wouldn't say submariner, but it's as sidewinding as you're going to see. I mean, he just really reaches out there and just whips it in. That'll be sent foul by call into the seats down the right field line. When you went to throwing down low and going to a full submarine, did it take long to find a comfortable arm slot, given that you were doing that for the first time?
It did. It took a long time because, it's just such an awkward thing. You've been throwing one way your whole life. You've been throwing overhand. And what ended up happening is my arm slot would change every year until I finally figured it out.
2-2, line drive to third, taken on one bounce by Batten. The throw across the diamond in time. Nice play by Matt Batten.
That was a nice pick there by Batten. Those are the plays you got to make to lock down these tight games on the road. Yeah, it's a challenge. And the thing you run into, too, is that a lot of pitching coaches don't know how to instruct a low arm angle guy, a sidewinder, submarine guy.
Uh-huh.
So getting that feedback from them was a challenge, especially before we had all this data that we have now.
Dalen Lyle, the batter, left-handed batter, takes ball outside. Braves 4, Nationals 3, bottom of the ninth. Lyle hits one in the air to center field, charging in and making a chest-high catch, Kevin Kilpatrick. Lost his cap as he was sprinting in, but made the catch. And the Braves are 1 out away from their 4th straight win. Brady House comes up to the plate for the Nationals. Nats had the early lead, 2-0 at the end of 2. Braves scored once in the 4th, tied it with 1 in the 5th. Took the lead with 1 in the 8th, gave up that lead in the bottom of the 8th, and it was tied 3 apiece into the top of the 9th. House takes a called strike. And then Patrick Cloesy scored on a wild pitch in the top of the 9th. And the Braves have a 4-3 lead with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. 0-1 from Griswold. Softly tapped up the third base line, charging Batten. Gloves and has a stick in his back pocket. Nothing he can do about that. That was doing a balancing act all the way down the chalk line, and by the time he got to it, House was standing at first base. So an infield single keeps the game alive with the Nationals. And now the bat in the hands of Caden Wallace.
To go back to your question on arm angle submariners, so later in my career, once I had learned the delivery pretty well, I would tell coaches how to coach me at the beginning of the season. Say, hey, look for this, then say this. If I'm doing this, tell me this.
Rob Griswold fires. And a ball inside of Caden Wallace.
I'm surprised I haven't seen Griswold yet. Usually when they get a low arm angle guy, they ask me, hey, can you look at this guy and tell me what you think, what you see if you can help him out a little bit.
1-0 to Wallace, swing and a miss. What do you see from here?
It looks pretty good. I mean, you saw the ground ball there from House. You could just see what a feeble swing it was, and he barely tapped it. He looks like, obviously, he's tough on righties. As soon as he got past that lefty, I said, all right, we got this.
2-0 pitch.
There you go.
Broken bat roller to short. Up with it. Cairo toss to Conley. Braves win. Braves come back late in this game, and they pick up the 1 run in the top of the 9th, and the 1 run lead was enough for Griswold and the Braves tonight. For the Nationals in the bottom of the ninth, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Final score, Braves 4, Nationals 3. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco, his 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's...
Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you. Braves 4-3 over the Nationals. And got to see a bunch of names that we've not called yet in games at this point, Darren. And late in this game, they came through and were able to scratch across a couple of runs late, win a ball game.
Yeah, it was a nice